Okay.
I just turned my camera off.
Ah, okay, okay, cool. I was like wondering if it was on my end.
Another one bites the
If
dust.
it was on my end.
And another one gone. Another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, it's gonna get you too.
Hey, what's up, Charlie? Charlie Welch? Another real YouTube think tank. How the hell did you find yourself here?
Charlie's a Glober.
Really?
A hardcore Glober despite anything. Yeah.
Ooh.
It don't matter what you say. If you say it's day, he's gonna say it's night.
He likes that thing, right? Back
Yeah,
and
yeah,
forth
yeah.
thing. But you know, to be fair, that is where the most fun is at. You know what I mean? Like if we all just agree on everything, it will not be that much fun. You know what I mean?
Well, it gets old when it's the same stupid tired
That's
point
true.
over and over and over with the only thing that they actually have is, oh, look at this thing from Google that I found,
Yeah.
or something that I found from nasa.gov,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
then say, well, NASA's not the government, and it's like, oh, okay, that's why they have a .gov website, right?
Yeah, they're completely separate. I mean, there is no connection at all. No
Ridiculous.
connection at all. What's up, Gary Moore? Aiden Ross and Tate got a video. We gotta talk about a bunch of weird shit. I suspect. But Dave, I want to ask you. Like I always ask this to people that are awake. Like, what made it for you to wake up? Like, when did you wake up, and what was it? Because it wasn't flat Earth, right? It can't be flat Earth.
Oh no! Look, I was. I've. It's been a steady road. Like I would have to say, since I was a kid, I always felt like there was something wrong. I've always felt like this is something ain't right.
Interesting.
There was always a good deal of reading material around my home when I was a child, and my folks were avid readers. And there was a book laying around called None Dare Call It Conspiracy. I ran across this thing when I was about 9.
Okay.
And it's by Gary Allen. It's actually back in print. And it actually goes into a lot of things about the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission,
Condition.
how the IMF is tied in.
Yeah.
And so here I am in our civics class, and
Yeah.
the teacher's talking about the 3 branches of government and how they have checks and balances. And I says, but how does that work when you have the Council on Foreign Relations and other roundtable groups? You know, and they're like, oh, we can't get into all that. You know, what are you talking about? You know, no conspiracy. And I'm like, no, there is a Council on Foreign Relations, and this is what they do. So I was always kind of the troublemaker as far as the academia was concerned. As soon as I found out I could get the hell out of that place, I did.
I heard about Council of Foreign, that thing that you talked about. Wasn't Dick Cheney or somebody like that on that thing? Council of Foreign.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton, Henry Kissinger. A lot of very influential people. And here's the rub, is that, you know, you even have Hillary Clinton talking to the Council on Foreign Relations. This is on camera. And she says, it's a good thing that the Council on Foreign Relations is just down the street, because then it's just a short walk for me to come and give my reports. And I'm like, what do you mean you're reporting to them?
They're so arrogant, right? And this was way before Trump, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. This has been in going on. Listen, our government was taken over in the United States by a foreign entity.
Yeah.
No one realizes that. They obfuscated the 13th Amendment and said, oh, that wasn't ever ratified, when in actuality, my son actually has proof that it was.
Okay.
The 14th Amendment actually enslaved everyone. Now, what they did there, though, is they made that amendment, it says that you can't have, this is illegal for you to hold a title of nobility and be a United States citizen at the same time. You can't do it. And so what this did was, because the Bar Association has such influence and has taken over, they've obscured that. And we have these people that have the title of Esquire. Okay. So actually, if you really get into it, bar lawyers are actually traitors to the United States.
Wait. The lawyers are.
Yes.
Does that have to do something with the courts and shit? Because
Yeah,
I've been hearing something about maritime law and the
yeah.
law of the land or some. I don't know exactly what it was, but the law of the sea and the law of the land, or I don't know what the fuck.
Right. It's I'll kind of just touch on it,
Yeah,
briefly. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
my son, he'll lay this stuff out like you wouldn't believe, man. He's got a channel called Burn the Corporate
Oh,
Fiction.
really? Does he do streams too?
He hasn't done it in a little bit because
Mm.
he's been busy working, raising his daughter with his wife. So,
Mm.
I'm gonna have to light a fire under his butt because I've had a lot of
Yeah,
people asking. But
yeah,
he's in his 30s, he's his own guy, so
yeah. That's
I
good.
can't really make him do anything. But the thing is that, like we were discussing a little bit ago in 1913,
Yeah, Federal Reserve.
with the really a lot of skullduggery involved with the passing of the Banking and Commerce Act, also known as the Federal Reserve Act. Okay.
Yeah,
And what that did was put our entire monetary system under the control of
private company, right?
a private banking institution.
Yeah,
Okay. Now this goes back. It really got heavy when 1933 came along, and we had Franklin Delano Roosevelt. We're in the middle of the Great Depression, and so he implements a whole bunch of socialist and communist programs into the American uh, politics,
yeah,
and with nobody. Well, there was a lot of opposition, but you didn't hear about it. Just like today, they censor the opposition. So he actually declared the United States bankrupt. We have never come out of that bankruptcy. Okay. And so through the bankruptcy settlement, as collateral, the birth certificate system was put into place.
oh yeah. That's when your name and last name is like in capital letters, and that
Right.
means you're part of the, what was it? Part of the
It's a commercial. You have yourself, the free living breathing man, and then you also have your corporate identity.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
where corporate is dead, corpse, corporate.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
when they made out that birth certificate, it goes along with what they did with the IMF and the World Court was to declare you dead and mortgage everything you own.
mm. So you
That's
become,
why it's a
yeah,
bond. It's a
yeah,
bond. The certificate is a bond. That's why it's on bond paper.
yeah, man. I mean, there's
Well,
so much we don't know, right? I mean,
oh my God, that's a whole nother rabbit
the
hole, man.
population, right? But so basically, you started to learn that there was something fishy going on
Oh yeah.
early.
And so, but still mucking my way out of the paradigm, because
Yeah,
you're still going, okay, well, these guys, this group of guys, these Republicans, they're against this, that, and the other. Well, you come to a point where you go, wait a second, man. They're two wings of the same bird. Okay. So now here I am at a later age. The first president I remember is Lyndon Baines Johnson, right?
okay.
And he was a Democrat. And then came Nixon, and he was a Republican. And then it's been a steady left, right
Yeah,
march off of a cliff because
yeah.
it never gets any better.
But wait, hold on, Dave. I think I saw, I don't know if it was you who commented about Trump. Did you like Trump or did you not like Trump? I don't know. Maybe you didn't like Trump.
Trump was entertaining. Okay. He's still a puppet. He's still a puppet.
So you think he is a puppet?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Because
I don't leave anything out. Like, of course, there is a possibility, but
well,
he's one good of an actor, man.
absolutely. They all
In that
are.
case.
Listen, politics is show business for ugly people. That's all it is.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I mean, so of course Ronald Reagan, the actor, can become
Yeah, he was
the
an
president.
actor. Yeah.
Right.
He was
Donald Trump, the reality TV star, can become, who's also excellent friends with Vince McMahon of the WWF stuff, right?
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on there too. Yeah, WWE.
So what you witness in politics is exactly the same thing you witness in those WWF wrestling matches. Okay. You really think that this Macho Man guy and this other fella, they hate each other. and they're fighting and shit, and they're just total rivals and stuff. And after the match, you can go to the corner bar, and those two guys will be sitting there drinking a beer, laughing about how much they fooled you.
I mean, listen, I was exactly on that same train of thought before Trump. I mean, even while Trump was getting into office, I was like, I don't buy this shit. He's probably exactly the same as the rest of them, because I woke up to these kind of things in 2005, the Illuminati and shit like that. And I was like, yeah, they're all just controlled left and right. But I don't know. There's something that happened with Trump. I was like, why are they doing this? Like, if they don't need to put in Trump. Like, why stir it up when you don't have to? You could have
part of the show, Vince.
Yeah,
it's
but
part of the show.
Why not just continue the show with another Obama?
Because there was too many people thinking exactly what you were. Oh my God, this is nothing but a show. You know, politics is the same no matter what side. Okay, let's bring in the out.
Okay, so yeah. You're saying basically. Oh, you froze a little bit. Hold on. Maybe you will come back soon.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. I think.
All right.
I mean, you're
So
still. Yeah, now you're back. Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
So you've got this guy. He comes in. He's the long shot. He says
Yeah.
a bunch of shit that everybody wants to hear. Right. Makes a few moves that looks like it's going to help things and everything else. But you got to let's dissect Donald Trump a little bit.
Mm.
Now, I love how he trolls the press, but there again, that's part of the show.
Yeah,
we got a guy who was a lifelong Democrat, good friends with the Clintons.
I know.
Hung out with a world-class child trafficker.
Yeah.
Right. But didn't know. They didn't know. You know, now you're a billionaire and you don't vet any of the people that you're hanging out with, especially when you're famous. Bull crap.
I mean, I know, but the counter to that would be, yeah, but if he's gonna try to take them down, he can't
5D
really,
chess, right?
Yeah, he can't really expose it just yet. He has to pretend and this and that. I mean, isn't that kind of a legit argument though? If he is on our side, he will have to pretend as if, you know, he is with them and not exposing them until the right time, right?
But let's take also, that's not just that. Okay. So he's all American and everything now. He's big, huge Republican. He was a lifelong Democrat till he ran for president. Okay.
Yeah.
So here he is. He gets in there. He's hugely popular. Why? Because he says what everybody out there is thinking. They already know what you're thinking. They watch you on Facebook. They watch you on Twitter.
Yeah, you mean
what do you think that's for?
You mean they measure it from the internet and sees how many people are awake or close to awake, and then they make the decision to launch the puppet Trump. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
So he gets in there. He's got all these rallies, and these people are going crazy. And the one that really got was during the debate. And Hillary Clinton said, "It's a good thing we don't have a guy like Donald Trump as president."
You'd be in jail.
Because you'd be in jail. After that, the chants were what? All over the place. The mantra was, lock her up, lock her up. Okay, so as soon as he gets the election, as soon as he wins, the people are chanting, lock her up, lock her up. What does he say? And this is actually what he said. Oh, we don't care about that anymore. They've been through enough. Let's leave them alone. What?
But maybe he says that to make them think that, oh, he's not going after it anymore, you know, so that they, you know, they're not on their toes anymore. Like, I don't know.
I see. That's the thing. It's for our, that crap was for our level. All right. They'd already planned this. They'd already had this worked out long before it was ever even presented to you.
But
so then it is inaugural luncheon. You remember his luncheon? And he had the Clintons there. And
you're talking about the elite lunch, like all the elites was there, and he was roasting Hillary and shit. Is that what you're talking about?
No. They actually, this was his I believe it was his inaugural luncheon.
Really?
Afterwards, and the Clintons were there, and he had a standing ovation for them. Now, how in the world in just a few weeks do you go from lock her up to let's give him a standing ovation? So what I find interesting is he said this several times. He told this little poem about an old woman and a snake. And
yeah.
They assumed that the snake was Hillary. But if you look at the actions and what that story is, he was telling you that he is the snake. They have to tell you what they're doing. If you're too stupid to know it, then it's your fault. It's a karmic thing. You see? So
Yeah,
if I
that's
sell you apples and I've poisoned them,
yeah.
then that's karmic to me. Bad karma comes back on me, right? But if I put a sign out that
And you
says
say what it
poison
is.
apples and you buy it and eat it anyways, well, then that's on you.
Yeah, because you agree to it, like you with your free will,
Yep.
you consent to it. Yeah.
It's all contract.
I mean, I'm not ruling it out because his what is his astrology thing? His what is it? The Gemini or something like the two-faced
Yeah, Gemini.
yeah.
Which is Janus, the two-faced god. Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it's possible, but I'm hoping it's not that way because if it is, we're all kind of screwed. Don't you think? If
Well-
he is with them, we're screwed.
Well, that is
world
if
is
you
screwed.
actually go ahead and there again with consent. All right. Who says we have to listen to these people?
That is true.
What if everybody just gave a collective F you?
The problem with that is that we're so divided. We're not united. One thing I will say, the left, or whatever you want to call them, the degenerate, whatever creatures on the left, one thing they do have is that they are united. I mean,
Well, I don't know, Vince. Now the B's and the T's are fighting with each other.
I know that's true. No.
You know?
The L, G, and B are starting to discard, or they want to take out the T. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I said that when they joined. I said, wait a second,
yeah.
wouldn't that be kind of antithetical to your whole movement?
Well,
I
know
mean,
what happened was, the L's, which is the lesbians, I saw on Twitter they had some beef with a T person. A T woman wanted to date a woman, lesbian woman. Like the T woman wanted to join a lesbian dating app, and the lesbians they were like, listen, yeah, we're okay with you people or shit like that, but now you're getting into our space. Listen, we don't see you as women. I'm sorry. We like real women. And they're like, what the fuck, are you transphobic? And they're like, listen, just let us be. We just like pussy, okay? We like each other, and you ain't got a pussy, okay? Doesn't matter.
I knew it was going to happen, Vince.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to eventually happen because it's almost like I speak things into the universe, man. It's
Yeah.
I was watching this thing and they got the trans and stuff, and I says, now watch what happens. There's going to be a dude that identifies as a chick that wants to get with lesbians. Watch,
Yes.
it'll happen.
Yes. And they were
And I
like,
was-
no. And then there were also a gay or a lesbian, I don't know, that was saying something to the extent of, like, to the T people. They were saying to the T people, like, you guys are sort of like not belittling us, but you're saying gender is not a real thing, while gender is our main thing. Like, we either like a male or a female, and you kind of denying that is a real thing. So you're kind of becoming, I don't know, lesbian phobic or gay phobic. I don't even know what the fuck to call these things anymore. But you know what I mean? Like, so.
Well, hang in there, Vince. They'll
Yeah.
make up a word. Hang in there. They'll make up a word for it. They always do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
always do. I mean, think about that. Homophobe. What the hell is that?
Right? And even if
What does
I
that
am.
mean? I'm afraid of myself. What? Let's break it down.
Oh,
in
you
Latin
mean
a
Homo
little bit.
sapiens, right? Homo.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But this is a common Marxist tactic: is to make up these terms. Anti-Semite was a made-up Marxist term.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, when you talk about the communist or Marxist, talking about Trump, he just in one of his speeches a day or two ago, he said, and you will probably say, yeah, that's part of the script, but he did say, he said, when I'm president, no communist or Marxist is allowed to become a U.S. citizens or even enter the country. I don't know if that was what he meant, but he basically said no communist is allowed into the U.S. when I'm a president, something to that extent. And I was like, I like that shit. That's pretty good. But you will say, yeah, but that's him saying what he needs to be saying so that we like him, right?
Well, that kind of opens the door for a very, very slippery slope. Once we start denying people because of their political beliefs, then we can start denying them for whatever belief they have based on a consensus of what everyone in the country is. You understand?
Is true.
You can't do that. That's antithetical to our Constitution and our Bill of Rights to begin with. So there's another dangerous thing.
That is true. That is true. But
I mean, those are the words of a dictator.
I know, but at the same token, though, if I was the leader of a country and I knew that this shit this is like cancer, man. This whole idea of communism and Marxism, whatever. I would kind of also be like, we will outlaw that shit. I mean, listen, even freedom has to have its limits. Yep. I mean, this sounds so wrong to say, but come on, man. Like, we should not be allowing everything just because we want freedom. Like,
well, you have to look at this way. We are founded on rights. Okay, so what is a right? What is a right? A right is any action that you perform that does not cause a victim. It does not cause loss, injury, or harm.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, it's what? It's wrong. that's the whole thing of it, right?
Yeah.
And when you start making dictatorial things, and yes, it is a very dismal political style, but we're already almost there before any of this actually happened. Before the communists actually started infiltrating, we already had one in the White House, and his name was Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I love to talk to people about this, and they say, yes, communists must be rooted out at every level. Cool. Let's start with Social Security then. Oh, no, you can't do that. Wait a second. I thought you were against communism. I thought you were against the socialism, right?
Yeah, you want to take away that safety net. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to get rid of public housing. See, the federal government's only job is to protect you from me and me from you. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's its only job, not to take somebody else's shit and give it to somebody else because they don't have it. Yeah. I mean, you think about what a scam Social Security is.
Yeah.
You're never going to recoup what was put into it. You're never going to recoup that because you won't live long enough. So just think about this. Wouldn't it be wiser, instead of having the government take a portion of your paycheck every week to put into this Social Security, what if you took that same percentage and put it into a mutual fund, a no-load savings, some kind of a savings, right?
Yeah.
Now you get to the age where you go, I'm 62, or you go, kid, I don't want to work anymore. You have this incredible nest egg that you can live off of and travel and not have to be part of the slave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But by doing that, it keeps you in that slave wage. It keeps you in that slave racket.
Yeah. And you know, this Social Security thing, it kind of makes people lazy and shit, right? I think we all like it when we work for shit. Like, I think if we all could just work for something, I think in the end we will be happier that way. But I think, you know, if you get handed money and shit, you will become, you will get, you know, used to just being handed money, and that will, you know, stop you from actually doing shit for yourself, like creating you know, your own wealth and things like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this thing makes it's bad. I think it's bad.
We actually, nothing is ever going to change until we abolish the Federal Reserve. Okay. Yeah. People don't understand. It doesn't matter who you set in the White House. It doesn't matter. None of that. It doesn't matter who you send to Congress. Those people aren't there to represent you anyways. They're just part to represent the shareholders of the bankruptcy. That's it. Okay. Their whole job is to figure out how to take more and more of your stuff. That's what Congress and Senate, that's what their job actually is now. It isn't what it used to be. Okay. So until we get rid of the Federal Reserve Bank and start coining our own money, as the Constitution says we're supposed to do,
Yeah.
and have it backed by something tangible, we're toast. Okay. We're just going to continue to cook until we're done.
So it has to go
So
back to gold and shit like that, right?
yeah, Russia has
And China,
destroyed
right?
us without firing a shot.
Mm.
And they did that by Putin attaching gold to the ruble.
Is that the thing that is called, that they call it BRICS, the BRICS nation? Like China.
No, this is still on his own national
Ah.
currency, and he's now attached it to gold.
Oh, the
Now what
ruble or
happens?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, the ruble.
Yeah.
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 So what they got going on there with that is that Russia has a lot of oil reserves, and a lot of people want to buy Russian oil. The only problem is they have U.S. Federal Reserve notes, okay,
Yeah.
because of the OPEC deal. So if anybody wants to buy oil from an oil producing nation in the OPEC, they have to first convert their money into US dollars and then purchase that oil. Now, purchasing the oil from Russia will mean purchasing either rubles or buying it with a gold-backed currency. So what's going to happen to all these countries that have Federal Reserve notes, right? They're going to just dump them back into the United States economy, and we're going to suffer hyperinflation.
So do you think the elites, obviously they should know, they are aware of this, right? Like,
Well, of course.
they're
Yeah.
crashing.
I mean, at the highest levels,
Yeah.
they've got their stooges running around on Wall Street playing the game.
So they're trying to
Right, but
crash it deliberately.
Yes, absolutely.
But is that to introduce the CBDC? You
Yes.
will own nothing cryptocurrency thing.
Yes.
We will tell you what you can buy with your money.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We can even put in a time limit, like you can only buy for 7 days with these $100 or whatever it's called.
All right, it's just easy, right? we here in the United States, of course, we have a thing called electronic benefits transfer, an EBT card. Okay. Used to be food stamps, but now it's all electronic and it's on a card.
So they just converted it into electronic food stamps.
Right. Now you are only allowed to purchase certain items with that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So if I roll up to the cash register and I've got a 6-pack of beer, a dozen eggs, a loaf of bread, and a pack of cigarettes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's going to ring up and it'll all ring up. I put that card in the machine and it'll leave the balance that there is for the beer and the cigarettes because they're not covered by that. Okay. How does it know that? It's through the UPC symbol. The little UPC number denotes what category that product is in. They've had this in the works for a long time, man. All right. So those codes are prohibited with that card. So now when Bank of America, right after the Captain Hook incident in Connecticut, where the school shooting that took place, everybody was in a panic. Obama was pushing gun control. Bank of America
really wants the guns, man. Yeah.
Oh, they do. Because they're getting ready to do something they know they'd get shot for. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm giving up mine. I'll tell you that.
No,
right now.
you'd rather die, man, because you're gonna die anyways as a slave. You know.
Yep.
You die on your hill. You know.
Yep. I'll die on my feet before I get on my knees for anybody.
Exactly. What is it saying? Die on, what is it? Die on your feet? No. Yeah, die on your feet, then live on your knees or some shit like that. There's a saying. Yeah. Die on.
There's several variations of that same thing, but it's another one. Don't tread on me.
Oh yeah, the snake. The snake. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, look, the rattlesnake, and it's known the rattlesnake is a very gentlemanly serpent. Okay. It warns you. It'll warn you, and it doesn't want to attack you. They're not going out looking for people to bite. And it
but
gives
if you
you
fuck
plenty of
with
fair
it,
warning. Yep, there you go.
If you fuck with it, it will fuck with you, man. Yes.
So when Bank of America took it upon themselves after that school shooting, so that when people went to try to buy any firearms or ammunition, it wouldn't work with the Bank of America cards.
Hmm.
I mean, they did it that quickly. They
Wait.
reversed it.
Yeah.
They reversed it because a lot of people complained. So now, once you get everybody under the control of, you've got control of their money and you've got control of their food.
Yes.
Okay.
And water.
Comply or
Yeah.
you don't eat.
Yeah.
Comply or you don't do anything.
They got everything, man. Electricity, energy, like food, water.
I mean, doesn't anybody think it's suspicious that a lot of places have made it illegal for people to collect rainwater? What?
What? Is
Yes.
that true?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, hold on. So if I have a bucket and I collect rainwater, is that fucking illegal? Where the
Yes.
fuck is that illegal? What?
I think Oregon, it's illegal now. There's
What?
several states.
That's
several states.
ridiculous. It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
it is.
what are you doing over there? You collecting rainwater? Come here. You know this is against the law, right? 10 years in prison. What the fuck? Like, this is sick. This is sick. It's like, I don't know, it's like Bill Gates wanted to, block out the sun. Like, who the fuck gave you the right to block the sun? Right?
Oh, but wait, I thought that was a conspiracy theory 10 years ago when we were talking about those are contrails, stupid.
Yeah, but now it's like normal. This is the funny thing. The same thing goes for the UFO thing. Now, I don't, like, when I was younger, I was like, yeah, there probably exist UFOs and aliens, and they might still be, but on the extra terrain and not out up there. But anyways, so they gave a lot of us people who maybe believed in aliens a lot of shit for believing in tinfoil hat shit. But now the sheeple they are now believing in the UFO thing just because the media is talking about it so openly everywhere. Even here in Sweden, they're like, one Swedish movie star tells us about his encounter with a spacecraft. Like in the mainstream news magazines and shit. So the very same thing they used to make fun of people of, they believe it now. Like, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with these people. They're NPCs, man. They're soulless. I don't know. I think they're soulless. There's something.
I'm on board with that, man. It's like, I do believe that there are a certain number of people that we see that are merely scenery. And a lot of these entities that we deal with online, well, I've even proven that. These people that want to argue with you about the flat earth and all that.
Yeah.
I did a show about it one night, right? And you see the same ones all the time. Doesn't matter what time of day or night it is. They're always bam right on it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, this guy doesn't ever sleep. What's up with this, right?
Yeah. I got one of those that follows me whenever I do a stream or something on flat earth. There is one guy called Redneck something. He's always there trashing me like, you fucking idiot. It's not a flat earth. It's a ball, you moron. Like, is it just on certain topics you see them, Dave? Like, or
the Agent Smiths come out of the woodwork whenever you talk about true Earth cosmology, evolution, God.
Yeah.
See, and it's methinks the lady doth protest too much. To me, that's like, wait a second, they're putting up way too much resistance for something that should be rather insignificant, or just a regular debate.
Why are they so invested in it? Yeah, they're so invested in it. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got off Facebook for a long time because I didn't do anything but spend my time in Facebook jail. So I got off there and decided, and then after a couple of years, I reactivated it so I could get in touch with somebody. I went over and I looked at my blocked list. Now, I had blocked a bunch of globe trolls a couple of years prior, right? And that block list was still there, but the only thing was the names had reverted to their real names now. And every one of them was fact check Charlie, fact check this, fact check, or something bot, this kind of bot, that bot.
So you think they were bots, or they were just working for a company that's like their whole job is to troll
Oh, I
truthers?
think it's a little bit of both, but that blocked list only actually ended up with there was 3 pages, and there was only actually 3 real profiles on there. The rest of them had all reverted back to
Yeah.
some kind of thing. I have screenshots of it.
I
It's
mean,
funny as
listen,
hell.
the way AI is going
Yep.
today, I mean, AI can hold its own, when it comes to conversation and shit through text. And who knows, it might soon be able to talk with voice as well. But so the
Yeah.
idea of bots be existing out there is not,
Mhm.
crazy at all. Like,
And then you do have some of these others that are actually real people. Like there's a channel, Sean Hawkins. The poor guy. I mean, this is what I'm looking at, and this is what's so sus, right? He never has any refutation. He'll restream people's broadcasts.
mm-hmm.
He restreamed the one with Bill and Ted, I think, that you had.
Oh, really?
And all he does, this is what he does. All right, dumb fucks. Science. You just deny science. Huh? And then he'll play it a little longer and shit. And here's the thing, man.
Huh.
He's got like almost 2,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And when he's live, he can barely get 12 viewers. His average video view count is about 150 to 200 views. For somebody with 1.9 thousand subscribers,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Yeah, but Dave, I gotta say something to that. Now, I don't know if this is the case because that shit happens to me. I got this channel on YouTube, and I got almost 9,000 subscribers. But when I do a live stream, there's like 5 people coming there. And, when I put out a video.
You're shadow banned, Vince,
I
because
know.
of your topic. Same as me. But what the heck is going on with them that
I mean,
nobody's doing?
Yeah,
See,
but he can't
they're
be
not.
shadow banned. Can he be shadow banned? No.
Yeah,
No.
see, that guy's not shadow banned. All right?
Mm.
He's not, because he goes against flat earth.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of blows that out,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
also
okay.
also these people that want to make videos about and make fun of flat earthers or try to detract from it. It's like I see another commonality is they go against anybody in the First Amendment community that goes out and tests the limits of their First Amendment
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah.
And they just give them all kinds of hell. We call them bootlickers, when they're doing that. But they have that commonality. They're both flat earth and going after what they call frauditors. Okay. You'll see that a lot. They go hand in hand, which tells me it's like, wait a second. Is this some kind of part of a plea agreement or a probation thing? Because you're not very good at it, man. You really are.
You mean like they're like convicts and they get like they get to get out of jail or something? Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. A deal.
We notice that you're slightly intelligent. If you do this, and we'll put you on probation, take you out of the cage, but you have to submit to drug tests and you have to do at least this many videos. I think there might be something to that in COINTELPRO.
Yeah.
I
mean the governments, they're like big mafia people, like mob.
There's a mafia,
straight up. They're just way more slick. They're doing it in a way. Fancier way.
The whole thing is The Godfather 3 puts it right in your face, man, up to and including the Vatican. There's 3 city-states that are running the entire thing, man. Vatican, London, and DC. Yeah. Okay? There are 3 city-states. Nobody gets to run anything unless the Vatican approves. That goes all the way back to Unum Sanctum. And we're still observing that.
What would you say, okay, let's play with the idea that they control everything, which they control a lot of things. But I'm not on board on saying they control 100% of everything, because if I'm on board with that, then to me it says we got 0 chance, and I don't like to think that we have 0 chance, and it also makes them look so super powerful when they maybe not that super powerful. But let's just say that they own everything 100%. They do seem to be afraid of the truth, though. still.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, this whole thing right now, what's getting ready to happen, we've been under the illusion of international sovereignty since at least the late 40s.
Yeah.
Okay. There's this illusion. And I'll tell you what we really have. It's been a one world government. It's just been behind a curtain.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
official.
So
yeah.
what they're doing now is they're locking the doors and pulling down the curtain. That's all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the way out is actually non-compliance. Peaceful
I know, but the
non-compliance.
only way that can happen is when people are actually united. It won't happen otherwise. You know what I mean? And
Right.
they made a great job in dividing us even more than before now with the technology thing, because we don't speak to each other anymore in in everyday life outside. You know what I mean? Like we're at least that's what it seems like. We're way more disconnected than back in the days before the smartphone and the internet. You know what I mean? Like we
Well,
don't
by
s-
keeping us
yeah.
keeping us in that struggle, Vince, you're absolutely right. And this is why they always bringing out the race card. Always bringing out
Yeah,
the race card, right?
fuckers.
Because their biggest fear is everybody coming together.
Yes.
And if
Yes.
people can, and more people are waking up to that fact. We're almost to what's called the 100th monkey effect. Have
Oh
you ever
yeah,
heard of
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. When
Uh-huh.
it spreads to the other monkeys, something like that.
Yeah. And it's almost like a collective consciousness thing.
Yeah.
You
I
can
can
even
buy
look at-
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And what we're seeing, even in every bit of the truth community, is a huge increase of people going, hey, you know what, man, you guys are got something. I want to know. I want to know. And it's I think it was 3.8 or 3.5 billion searches for hashtag flat earth on TikTok.
Yeah, I've heard that shit. Yeah. That's the
See,
weirdest thing on TikTok. I just thought on TikTok there was just some stupid dance videos and shit like that, like
Yeah.
moronic shit. But apparently, Flat Earth has been on TikTok a lot.
Oh my God. See, this is the thing. They've spent decades trying to give ADHD to the populace.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And they've been successful to where
Yeah.
people have a very short attention span.
Yes, they're conditioning you to have that. Yeah.
Right. They even do that with school. It's like, okay, kids, we're going to look at this dot now the bell rang. Let's go look at a completely different dot. And when somebody steps back and looks at all the dots, you go,
Yeah.
I see the picture now.
Yeah.
But they don't want you doing that. And so what's happened on TikTok is these short span videos chocked full of information and intriguing stuff coming across, and people are going, oh, that's really cool. Can't wait to see the next thing on that.
Yeah.
You see?
become like a drug addict or something.
Right. But the thing is that a lot of people are waking up to it. They're seeing it and they can't stop it. That's the real reason government wants TikTok shut down. It's not because the Chinese are spying on us through it. Christ almighty, what do you think Facebook is doing?
Oh yeah.
What do you
and all
think
of the rest
YouTube
of the platforms. Yeah.
Right.
They're all doing
Come
it.
on.
It's all collected. You know, somebody said before, like they call it the World Wide Web. Like it was always intended to, like a web, capture everything. And they tricked us in the beginning of the internet. They're like, anything you do on the internet is just we don't hold you accountable to it. Just do whatever you like, you know. Like it's fantasy land. Do whatever you want. And then slowly they're like, if you say something on the internet, you might go to jail. Like it's like a flick of a switch. They changed the internet from being like anonymous to like, now if you say something, you might go to jail. Like there was somebody in UK or something.
Yeah.
There was somebody who made his dog do the Hitler gesture, and he went to jail or some shit like that. I don't remember
See,
exactly.
this is what's crazy about that. They actually have laws in a lot of countries that if you question or deny the official story of events between 1939 and 1945, see, we got to keep it safe.
Yeah.
That's bad
Oh,
it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That if you have that you can go to jail for that. Now, Never in my life have I ever heard of a truth needing to be protected with the threat of jail.
Exactly. Exactly. This reminds me of, I don't know if you followed on Twitter recently, this fucking guy, and we won't mention what the subject is about, but it's about the plague.
Okay.
The thing that you had to take for the plague. He was Joe Rogan wanted to invite him to debate Robert Kennedy Jr. about the thing,
Yeah, yeah.
and this doctor, whatever, like they even offered him like 100 million and 10 million, I don't know how much it was, to come on Joe Rogan's show to debate Robert Kennedy, and he just backed out and claiming like he doesn't have to debate this. Science is settled. We don't do this in science. But I'm saying, motherfucker, if you're sitting on the truth, you would welcome this debate. You would want to go there and shut Robert Kennedy down and take the money as well.
It's
Like-
exactly what Neil deGrasse Tyson did with Eric
Yes.
Dubay.
Yes.
He backed out at the last minute too. So
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have time to debate with those idiots. And it's
Yeah.
like, what is it going to interfere with your acting career, Neil?
Yeah, you're exposing yourself by backing out of the debate. Like you basically lost it already. We don't even need to have you debating anymore. You already showed us that you're full of shit. So it's absolutely true what you're saying. Like, if something is true, it wouldn't be scared of getting criticized or whatever. Just like the things you can't speak about. Like
Exactly.
we all know. What it
Exactly.
is. So
It's all protected like that. It's a web of lies. And here's the problem of it. I heard somebody use a term on Twitter the other day. They said, well, haven't you ever heard of standing on the shoulders of giants? And this was in reference to just, here's the proof of this being true. Here's a paper written by some guy that I don't know, but I'm impressed by his credentials. So here, this must be true, type of thing. He said, haven't you ever heard of standing on the shoulders of giants? And I said, what if one of those giants is a fucking clown? He's going to start dancing sooner or later, and the whole Jenga tower of deceit crumbles.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with me once it got to flat earth. Okay. A friend of mine had come to me and he says, the world's flat. And I was
when
like,
was that?
Okay.
Which year was that?
Oh shit. That was probably around 2015, 2016.
That's the year that it looks like for everybody else. Like I don't know what happened there. Like in 2015, 16, flat earth really took off. But yeah.
But I had been into studying how they use their mind control on us. And I mean, getting deep into that, studying MK Ultra, the origins of it, as I lived right by China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station, which is where they pioneered that MK Ultra bullshit.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, which also isn't far from where Charles Manson was arrested.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. He made those girls kill somebody.
That was all a side. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. But I'll tell you what, I believe the MK Ultra program was involved with that as well.
Did they did they say that they used LSD or mushrooms or something like that to do that on the girls or whatever or something? I don't know.
Oh, that's a whole show right there, because I got
we got to talk about that in another.
Yeah, I got information that shows that Tex Watson was killing people long before he ever met Charles Manson, so it couldn't have been by his influence.
Okay,
so that's some interesting stuff.
So the MK Ultra thing was near where you were.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy.
Huge naval air weapons station. It's out in the desert, in the Mojave Desert, right near Death Valley. It's called China Lake, and most of it's underground. And this place is gargantuan. Man, there's like little hidden runways in between mountains that are like excessively long, like U-2s and shit.
How long do you think they've had these technologies? Like, I'm not buying that, that all these technologies that we have are organic. Like, some dude just invented it in his home. in his basement, and then we got the TV.
Yeah, I'm starting to get to the idea that we are trading or getting technology from extraterrestrials,
From
not space
yeah,
creatures,
yeah,
but extraterrestrials. I mean, recently there's been a lot of information coming out where people are finding on ship trackers.
yeah. Flat Earth Dave talked about that.
You're finding ships that are well inside of what should be the continent
Yeah,
of
the
Antarctica.
Yeah,
But if you like go to the 1587 Monty map, right? This thing is like the original's 10 foot by 10 foot. Antarctica is depicted with plants, animals, and little channels going through it out into what, who knows, is outside the map, right?
man, that's so crazy. If this is true, think about it. Think about that shit. Like, if there are more continents, other civilizations, you know, other plant life, and all kinds of different shit,
Right, right.
and we don't know shit about it. Like, people live and die and not knowing about this. Like, they just think
Right.
this is it. This ball is it, and they
Well,
die.
something cataclysmic took place, or a series of events that took place between that period of the early 1600s and now. Because we look at these old maps, and the thing you got to understand about maps, you don't just go drawing whatever the hell you want. If you're commissioned to draw a map and you're a cartographer,
Yeah.
you're paid a handsome sum of money by elites that want this information for warfare, for trade, for exploration, all these things.
But
right?
how do they even do maps? Like, I've always wondered, like, how the fuck do you know how it looks like? Because you're not above, you're not in the sky looking down. How the
Right.
fuck do you paint a map? Like, that hill over there, okay? Like, you know what I mean? How the fuck do they do that? Like, how do
Yeah,
they?
I know it is
crazy, right?
extraordinary. But here's the one thing, and of course it's done through exploration, taking coordinate notes from where you were. There's a lot of things
But
that go into
still,
the
you don't have.
cartography.
Oh, do you have
Yeah.
photography? Okay, but
No, cartography.
okay, you don't even have
That's
okay.
map making. But the thing that you find interesting is if you look on a lot of these old world maps, California is depicted as an island. So Death Valley, that whole area of the Mojave Desert, was apparently underwater
In the 1600s.
Late 1500s, early 1600s. Yes. So something occurred. Also, we see, like, around where Michigan and the Great Lakes are at, there's no Great Lakes. What the hell? How do you miss the Great Lakes? They're as big as a sea is, like the Black Sea or anything like that.
Yeah.
So how do you miss those? But you have a city there where Chicago is now called Shalaga. What's that all about? How do you know about that? And you're able to depict it, but the lake is gone, right?
Yeah.
Another interesting thing is Australia is missing, and people say, oh, well, that's because Australia hadn't been discovered yet. Maybe Australia didn't exist yet. Maybe whatever took place and froze over what we call Antarctica also broke a piece of it off, and it is now Australia. And that's why there's such weird animals on it, man. I mean, these are possibilities. We know that in the Aborigines in Australia, which is an interesting term for them, we think that means the native Australians, but the word Aborigine means not original. And they refer to the direction south as home.
Interesting, which is the Antarctic thing, right?
So, there's a lot of stuff involved there that it's like, wait, something's not right here.
I've always thought about this idea. I want to ask you this. Like, how far back do you think we can track humanity for real? Like, I don't know if I trust anything anymore. Like, how old is humanity really? Like, could we be just like 500-600 years old experiment by some alien from the extraterrestrial, and they put us here in this little piece of terrarium, whatever place?
Yeah, kind of like in the movie Divergent, right? Did you see that series?
It sounds very familiar. Divergent.
The very last movie, sorry, spoiler alert, they figure out that perimeter's not there to protect them from what's outside. It's to keep them in because they're an experiment.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds familiar. But okay, yeah, so that's kind of the same kind of a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying maybe that immigration policy that they've got where we're not allowed to go past the 60th parallel, that might not be ours. That might be their immigration policy. Like, we don't want these crazy sons of guns coming over here, man. You all stay in there. You guys are nuts.
Man, I mean, all of this, the flat Earth is really a big thing. I mean, people like to discard it, like, oh, who gives a fuck? Flat, round,
God.
I live my life, that kind of a thing. But it truly is a big thing because this is a thing we've all been fooled on, like no matter who you are, everybody has been fooled on the globe. And if that can be,
well, when people say
exposed.
that, well, what difference does it make? And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's the difference right there. What you just said is the difference. Okay. Because the globe worked on you, or you wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the reality of it. Because once you do realize that there's purpose, that it is created, that brings it all home right then. You realize I'm not a random happenstance. I'm meant for more of this. I am the center of the universe. This was created for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You start realizing that. And it's, then the next thing that comes to realize, and what gives these bastards the right to tell me I don't have a right to it? Screw you.
Yeah. Yeah. And they like to, they need to make sure that they are the ones that knows better. They're the ones that knows everything and you don't know shit. So therefore you need to follow what they say. They kind of put themselves above you on a pedestal. Like
Yes. We put them up there because we're conditioned to.
Yeah.
We are programmed with a perception deception. Okay. People will glom onto someone because of what they think their status is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this guy is educated. He's got all these degrees and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, cool. That tells me he's a good test taker. It
Right.
doesn't tell me he's intelligent. He can memorize things. That's awesome.
Exactly.
See, learned and educated are two completely different things. Educated, this is my definition for educated.
Yeah.
I took my brain out, I stuck it on a shelf, I let somebody fuck with it for 12 years, and I became retarded.
I can buy that. Yeah.
Okay.
I can buy that. Yes.
And it is by no means any measure of intelligence. Memorization is not intelligence.
Right.
And this is what we see. I call it people trying to be intelligent through proxy. So through this perception deception, they'll take something that was written by someone they don't even know, never met, or don't even know really exists.
Yeah.
Take it for the gospel based on their perception of the person that's presenting it. Now, they don't have to actually understand it. They just have to be able to cite it.
Yeah.
And then that way they seem smart to their peers.
Yes, exactly.
You see?
Yeah.
That's how this works. And I see it on Twitter all the time. You ask somebody to prove that the earth is actually a globe. What do? They go to Google and send you an article.
They're repeaters,
they show you
right?
a picture from NASA.
Yeah. You can call them repeaters. They're repeating or
Yes,
regurgitating. Parrot. Yeah, parrots. You said something there. Yeah.
Do you know Jim Brewer?
Yeah, I love him.
Where he does that thing, the parrot. Yeah.
Yes, I love that. That was the one thing that when I saw that, I was like, I like this dude. Before I knew about him, but I wasn't, that into him. But when he was starting to speak out about the plague, I was like, I respect that. Like during these last 3 years, when I saw people that was celebrities, the only ones that spoke out about the plague, those were the people I respect, Anybody that was like going along with the plague shit, I was like, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Like, no respect for none of them. But yeah, what about Jim Brewer? Yeah. Oh yeah. You wanted to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm
like
saying.
parrots.
I mean, it's that same thing. They're repeaters. They're parrots.
Because when you said there's a difference between learning and just storing information. Like, for example, I can hear about how to drive a car. I can, somebody can tell me what it is to drive a car, but I actually have to sit there and learn it for myself, and then it becomes learning, right? Like now
Exactly.
I have a real experience with the car. Now I've learned to drive a car. But if I just heard about how to drive a car, that's not really learning about it, right? It's not the same.
Right. Well, see, that's exactly when I try to break people away from that. Well, someone told me so crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, because someone told me so. And I can show them every time. So when a lot of times if I'm discussing flat earth with somebody and more often in person, I do this a lot. I've turned a lot of people over to the true earth,
Really?
just talking to them in my front room. But the first thing I'll say is, well, what makes you think that you live on a ball?
Well, NASA. That's the first
Right,
thing they
right.
say. NASA. The
And a
picture.
lot, and I'll take it even further. I said, if no one had ever told you that you live on a globe,
Exactly.
what would make you think that? Give me one example of something that you would see, or even a couple things that you would see that it would even lead you in the direction of such a preposterous idea.
That's why they put it in your face when you're a little kid. They have to do it. Otherwise, you as a kid will think it's a plane,
Yep.
You're
That's
like,
why I say if you waited till somebody was like 14 or 15
Yeah,
years old and
forget about
then
it.
ran that on them, they'd think you were nuts as hell.
Right? And they have no reason to put that shit in front of kids.
No.
Kids don't know shit about anything. They don't need to know about globe.
If you just throughout your day, and I'm saying this to people watching and everything here, so just throughout your day as you go through and over the course of a week, just pay attention to how many times the stupid ass globe is shown to you.
Yeah.
Whether it's on the side of a cable van or whether it's on the side, at a phone company,
Yeah,
or
right?
you're watching a movie,
Video
or anything.
games. Video
Yep.
games. Whoa, it's everywhere in the video
Always
games.
gonna be blasting that thing. Don't forget you're on this globe. Don't forget you're on this globe. Oh, let's watch the news. What's that do? It comes up, no, for the world news, with a globe floating around
Right?
for just the right amount of time to take you into an alpha wave brain state before the countdown, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now it goes down here in the corner and continues to spin.
Right.
And you've got these blue and red all over with little flashes of white that go.
Why does it
through
have
every
to
so often.
spin? Why couldn't they just be satisfied with just having a ball, showing some part of the continents? It has to spin, right?
Because spinning things hypnotize people.
Right?
That's why.
And
What do
remind
they, how do
you.
they, it's movement.
Yeah.
It's movement that hypnotizes. It's rhythmic movement that can hypnotize people. You see,
Yeah.
a rotation, a metronome, a swinging pendulum.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
that one. That the hypnotic guy. What was it?
Yeah.
The hypnosis guy. Yeah. Man.
Television was patented as a mind control device.
Television. Yeah.
Tell a lie to your vision.
Oh yeah. That's a new one for me. Tell a lie to your vision.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, we've seen it busted out several times, like where you got your reporter Ashley Banfield. She's on the scene of a massive protest, and there's these people all crowded around her, chanting and yelling. But then, if you back up and you get the cameraman and them in the same picture, you see there's only about 13 people standing in an empty street, crowded around Ashley Banfield, making it look like a protest. You're going through the world with blinders on your eyes, and somebody is controlling where you look.
Yeah, I saw something from CNN. I think it was in 1990. They were faking. Was it a war in? What was it? Iraq or somewhere? It was so fucking fake. It's on. I think it's still on YouTube. The reporters was pretending to be under attack by missiles from.
Oh, that was during the Gulf War.
Yes, Gulf War.
Yeah. Charles.
That's so so bad.
Charles
Man.
Jaco was one of the guys. Charles
Yeah.
Jaco, that was the one anchor. He's no longer even in the news business, I don't think. But
It was
yeah,
so
they were
bad.
on a roof. They were on a rooftop in Atlanta at CNN headquarters.
Hold on. I must see if I can find it. What should I type? CNN.
CNN Gulf War.
Gulf
Charles
War.
Jaco.
Yeah, maybe,
Jako, I think.
hold on. I think I got something here. Okay, there are some clips here. Let me share it for you so you can see it.
Yeah,
hold on. Hold on. Share. CNN. Let me take this one first. Let me know if you hear it.
Explosions, what may have been an outgoing Patriot ground-to-air missile.
Hold on, your screen got a little bit cropped out now. Hold on. Oh, never mind. For this one,
yeah, it's all right. This is pretty good. This is that. Yeah, that's Charles Jaco. They're actually they're making fun of you, man. They really
I know
are.
it's ridiculous. Hold on, so that we can see you. Hold on. Okay. This was passed as real news in 1991. No, 1990.
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
about this. This was legit news.
Some reported airbursts that may have been an intercept of an incoming Scud missile. We're really not sure. All we know is that the air raid sirens have gone off.
Fixes his
We've
hair.
heard the outgoing roar of at least one Patriot missile. We've heard some sort of airburst. We can't tell where it was from where we are right now. We're waiting to see what's happening. As you can hear, the air
very
raid
worried.
sirens are still going off around us.
Very concerned.
People are, strangely enough, used to it. This is the first one of these attacks that's taken place early in the morning, but they're not showing you anything other than what we've got now. What did you see there? Is that a missile going out? We're not.
Casually. By the way, is that a missile going off? Anyways, what were you saying? What was saying?
Nothing, man.
Not showing you anything other.
Now watch this here in a minute. It's the one guy puts on a gas mask.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The other guy puts on a helmet.
Right?
It's like okay, one of them's going to be okay depending on what kind of an attack it is. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Going out. We're not quite sure. We can't show you anything else than what we're seeing right now because of military regulations. We are not allowed to show you where the missiles might be going. Watching or scanning the skies for
Because
something
there's
else
not one up there.
coming in.
Yeah,
but-
this is a fucking studio, man.
So right now we can't.
You hear what he
see much of
said?
anything.
He said because of military regulations, we can't show you the missile going up or anything because it's classified. Oh yeah, good cover, good cover. Right on.
That's hilarious. Yes.
Frankly, this is what we can show you on television right now because of military restrictions from both the.
Did he come up with that on the fly? Like, was that like he came up with that shit? Because
Well, yeah, they was ad-libbing this thing the whole time.
right?
Man.
It was like military regulations.
See much of anything, and frankly, this is what we can show you on television right now because of military restrictions from both the Saudis and the U.S.
Isn't that convenient?
Right?
CD, if you need to take cover, I notice that you've got your gas mask in your hands. If you need to put it on, please do so. If you
Oh,
need to
did you see that? The news reporter, the woman, she was acting like it, like there was a big delay for her to hear him. But then when she spoke back to him, he heard it instantly. Look at that. Look at this.
They're probably in the same room.
I know, but she pretended as if there was a delay, but he did not. Look.
The U.S.
CD, if you need to take cover, I notice that you've got your gas mask in your hands. If you need to put it on, please do so. If you need to take cover, please do so. If you are able... If you
All
are
right,
able
we
to
are
take
now
the
led to
question.
understand that there are also firings in another city in Saudi Arabia. CNN's Carl Rochelle is here with me. He just came up. Carl, I know we can't be very specific given these restrictions, but within those parameters, what did you see?
Well, what I saw, I didn't see anything hit. I looked almost straight above us. There was a vapor trail coming from my right to my left, and there's a cloud of something. It looks like it might have been an explosion, a cloud. I'd say...
Did you see that? He was like going on a cue, like, all right, like,
Those in the crowd,
Yeah.
the white say,
what the fuck? There was no indication of any missile or any sound of a missile or anything. He just on his own decided, like, all right, now is the cue.
the white say,
Charles Jaco, CNN, reporting live from Saudi Arabia.
Mas.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at
Dude, this alone right here. This is like the back. What is it? Back the scene.
Outtakes.
Oh,
The
outtakes. Yeah, outtakes.
Yeah.
Dude, would you be doing this if you're in
No.
a serious war or shit like that? This is.
Believe that. Let me say hi.
the top 10 things about Saudi Arabia. Maybe we could shorten the list to 5.
Oh God, Geopolitics by Dan Quayle.
Je suis un journaliste
Yeah, there's the
américain.
rest of the set. See?
Wolf.
Huh?
That was the rest of the set. Did you see it?
Yeah.
They
Almost looks
turn
like a
right
blue
back
screen.
around there, so you're seeing behind camera and shit. It was all just a big show, man.
Yeah, it looks like a blue screen they use.
Wolf.
That's why. That's
Wolf.
the military regulation that kept you from being able to see the
Yeah.
rockets going up.
And that fucking so-called palm tree or whatever looks fake as hell. It looks like
Plastic.
Yeah, it looks like plastic, man. I mean, this.
Oh, I love this country so much. Standing down now, I'm gonna go get my hamburger and my coffee.
Good. We just got the all clear.
All clear. Every time I order something, this happens. All clear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He was
starting to
later
get real
confronted about
bothered.
this, like about just a couple of years ago. Somebody ran into him on the street and confronted
Really?
him about that.
No way.
Yeah. He didn't have nothing to say. He just kind of joked and laughed and walked away. Like you could tell in his face, he had that what's called duper's delight. You ever seen that?
No.
You can see a lot when they're using like crisis actors or they're fooling you. They can't help
Oh
but
yeah.
smile.
Oh yeah. You know,
Yeah.
you reminded me of the crisis actor that you can't speak about. You know, let me
The
just
one
say,
that was cracking jokes and then got
Yeah.
into character just before he
yeah,
got up on
he
stage.
who
Yeah,
said
that-
he who said, "All right, ready to start," and then he went into the. My name is Robbie Parker.
yeah.
I am the father of this little
Yeah.
girl. That was so fake, man. I don't give a fuck. You're gonna sue me for $2.7 trillion. Do it, man. Like they
Right.
sued Alex Jones for 2.7 trillion, not
That
bill.
that was a show.
Oh, you
That
think
was
that's
another
a show?
show.
Oh, you
Okay.
think Alex is
Oh, good God. Alex Jones is one of the biggest gatekeepers there is out there. He's so much part of the establishment. It's not even funny. He's controlled opposition, right? So
man.
by having him get sued over what he said over that event,
that
right?
makes us
What does
scared.
that do? So now
Talk
the
about
next
it.
time there's an event, everybody's afraid to say anything about it because they might get sued like Alex Jones.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
all it was for.
then you can say kind of the same with you know who Andrew Tate is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the way he speaks about things, and they're making an example out of him too. So, could he also be part of the game? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. If he wasn't, you wouldn't be seeing it.
man.
I mean, look, this is what you got to understand. Have you ever seen the movie Wag the Dog?
Yeah, I think I've seen it. It's with they're staging a bunch of shit like
Yeah, staging it like there's a war in Albania and all this other stuff, all
Yeah.
to cover a scandal of the president being inappropriate with an underage.
Oh yeah,
girl
yeah,
and
I've seen that.
Yeah,
a while back. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was then they put it right in your face. Even Dustin Hoffman's character was kind of modeled after Kubrick. and he was this big producer and had all this stuff, right? And the thing is, he kept wanting to talk about it. He wanted fame and credit for it and all this other shit. And last time you see him is just a couple of guys with sunglasses taking him away in a limo, and you know what's gonna happen.
But man, is everything fake? You know what I mean? Like, is everything fake? Fuck,
Yeah, man. Listen, 10 years later, after that thing we just seen, right?
Yeah.
10 years later, they did it to you again on a massive scale.
You're talking about the towers.
Yes, sir.
The towers.
Dude,
The
let me
towers.
tell you something. It's awful damn funny that there's no deaths registered for that day with the Social Security Administration. There's no there I can show you a phone call.
So
where
hold
somebody
on.
actually called about it.
I've not heard this one. Are you
Yeah,
saying nobody died there? Is that what
All right,
What?
so we can go now. That's why I wish Brian Staley would come up here right now, because he's like,
Where
got
is that
the-
guy? I saw him. Hold on. Let me
He
just.
was in there. He said he was getting ready. He's got to go out of town for work or something here, so he was packing and.
But we
whatnot
gotta
or
do.
whatever.
If you got, if you have him on somewhere, we gotta do a schedule stream with him sometime.
Oh yeah, listen, the he's down with all of his stuff, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, the thing is, if you've ever seen, there's a few pictures been floating around of it, that those buildings weren't even finished.
What do you mean?
Okay, they were like empty from the lobby all the way up to the 78th floor.
So hold on. If I went into that building, would it look empty to me, or would it look like there is
You would only be able to go to the 78th floor from the lobby. The first button that you pushed was 78.
and I don't have access to any other of the floors.
Right, it doesn't even stop there.
Hold on.
There's photographs of those buildings with the sun on the opposite side of them, and you can see daylight clean through the middle of them.
So why would they do that? In order to plan the coming,
They were built for a ritual. They were built for that ritual. Okay. You have two pillars of the Masons, right? Okay. Joaquin and Boaz. There's your two towers, right? The order out of chaos.
Yeah.
The phoenix that rises from the ashes, right? Two don't go down. And what happened? We had one come up.
Yeah. The new whatever.
World
tower.
Freedom or One Freedom Tower,
Freedom.
whatever it is.
Everything they say, it's the opposite. Freedom means slavery.
Phonetical, free dumb. Free dumb. We have so much dumb that we give it away for free. I mean, that's the reality. Oh, is our friend Sean Hawkins here? He's such a nice. He's this guy. He's the one that I was saying is probably this is part of a plea agreement. He's still upset because they took his windowless van.
His image is shill. Is he a shill?
Oh my God. If you got time or you're taking a shit or something, look his channel up and watch his videos. You'll see that here's what he does. He goes, you deny science. You're a retard.
He's one of those.
Yeah, and that's all he does. And then if he does have to get into anything, he's got like a knockoff Siri type thing or something. And I don't know, Bilbo, what is the distance to the moon? I mean, what?
Should we invite him soon on here? Should we invite him?
He won't come on. He doesn't have anything of substance to add. That's it. That's the gist of his entire show, is watching somebody else's show. Watching somebody else's video,
shitting on it.
They're going, that guy's a retard. You just deny science.
He's one of those. Here he says, I challenge some to a debate. And
he's the one I was. Here's the one I was talking about. that he's got like almost 2,000 subscribers.
That guy.
Yeah, I'm on there the other night. I was watching his live. I bumped him up to 15 viewers. Okay, because I was watching on my TV and on my phone, so I could do in the chat, right?
Yeah.
So what does one of his dipshit liquid brain monitors do, right? I didn't even say nothing bad or anything.
Did they ban you?
Put me on a timeout, right? So wow, that's cool. You're struggling for views, and what do? You discourage someone who's to viewing. what you're putting out, the crap that you're putting out.
But Sean, I mean, some is right here, and we're welcoming you to jump in shortly. Not right now. We got some more stuff we got to talk about. Me and Dave.
I don't detract with that retard.
Yeah.
If you want him to come up and you want to send him the link, I'm all here. That's fine.
The link is the link is in the description. But wait, I want to hear a little bit about this, and we got to talk about Mandela too, because I want to ask you about a bunch of stuff about that. So I think I saw a cover of a magazine from 1970 something. It was tied to the towers.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I don't know who it was on the cover, but his watch was saying 9 or something, 11. It was, I don't know if you've seen that. It was connected to it. Like when they were,
Yeah. There's a lot of symbolism involved in that whole thing.
Yeah, like
even in the movies of Back to the Future. There's a lot involved there too. Yeah,
I've seen that.
The Twin Pines Mall becomes the Lone Pine Mall because he hit that pine tree with the DeLorean. When he goes back into time or Back to the Future from when the clock tower and everything.
Yeah.
You see his tire tracks head right toward that movie theater. That's another thing too, but right toward that movie theater. And then you see just those 2 flaming tire tracks. And as they back up, there's like a mechanic shop that uses a 9 for its logo.
So it becomes 9/11. Okay.
The Simpsons, of course. I mean, there's really quite a lot to that. But one of the interesting things that Brian showed me on that 9/11 thing was there's news broadcasts of that evening from outside of the hospitals, right? And there's the doctors are just like standing out there with their hands in their pockets. There's some ambulances with the lights flashing, but nobody's doing anything. They're just kind of like standing around. Here's some wheelchairs, nobody in them. Here's some, and remember just before that, we saw all these people running down through the streets with dust and blood on them and everything, right?
Yeah.
Well, where the fuck did those people go? What's going on here? There's a lot of shit to question about that. Even with the footage of the jumpers, man, when you compare it to actual photographs and video of the actual building, it's like it doesn't match up, man. So there's a lot to question that with.
I always thought it was like, okay, if there were a lot of people in those buildings, in those towers, how the fuck did they manage to rig it with the explosives? Like while people were working or whatever in the.
Well, they had shut down some shit just like about a month before this event took place. The head of security, the company that was the security company for the World Trade Center, was run by none other than Marvin Bush.
From the Bush family.
Yes. Little brother Marvin.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
I mean, there's a lot to it. There wasn't even any planes involved in it.
That shit looks CGI. The plane looks like it just melts into the building, like it disappears like smoothly into the building. There is nothing, flying off, the wings or whatever. Nothing really flies off. It's like going into butter, like whoop.
Yes.
Doesn't make sense, man.
But you got to look at what's going on here. People are in a trance.
Absolutely.
They really are. There is a huge, and I say there's 4 cornerstones that are foundational to this spell that people are under. There's 4 different types of alchemical magic being used on you simultaneously. Okay. First and foremost, you have the illusory. Okay, illusory magic. And what is it? Where do people getting all their information from? From scrying mirrors, whether it's in the form of your television, your computer screen, your phone, your tablet. They're all coming from a liquid crystal display.
Yes.
Okay. So there's your illusory to begin with, along with pharmakia. Pharmakia is the use of poisons and potions.
Yes, and
Okay.
they run shit, man. These people
Yes.
run shit.
All right, so you've got that. You've also got Enochian magic, which is speech magic. It's really prevalent in the English language because we have so many double entendres and things like that that go with our language. You can use double negatives to mean something, but it sounds like something else. For instance, like if I say I don't have no money.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like, do you
What
have
does that
money?
mean? That means that I do have money,
Right?
but you
I
would
don't
take it that
have
I don't.
no money.
And see, they do it with this other stuff too, with the pseudoscience. Okay. A theory, if you look it up in Webster's dictionary,
Yeah.
a theory means that it's an idea. Okay.
Yeah.
And
it's not fact.
right. It isn't not a fact. In fact, fact is listed as an antonym to the word theory. But if you put the word scientific in front of theory, which we have the definition of,
Yeah.
that means that wild ass claim treated as fact.
They do,
See,
right? They
it
treat
does.
as-
I mean, it's word magic. It's all word magic, and that's the Enochian. You understand?
Yeah. And just like when you talk about words, I said this earlier in another stream, like the left, they like to label you with these homophobe, transphobe, racist, misogynist, what else? Bigot. All these fucking labels, they're like spells and they're like weapons as well because they're charged with something bad.
That's the fourth cornerstone, the sigil magic, the use of shapes and symbols. You look how often when you start seeing them, you'll start noticing them everywhere. Elsewise, you just kind of go innocuously in with the scenery, just like the globe on the cable guy's vehicle or on your AT&T bill when it comes in the mail. Or see, it's going to keep that always seated in your head, seated in your head.
Yeah. Man, these things.
And God knows what the fuck they're spraying on us. For all we know, it could be some kind of a narcotic that's got the aids within this. We know that they put fluoride in your water to aid in that.
Yeah, that damn fluoride thing. They claim is good for your teeth and shit like that, but I've heard it's the opposite. Like
drank fluoridated water my whole life growing up, right? Plastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. These are false teeth.
What? They look great. Look at mine. They suck. Yeah.
I mean,
how does that work, though? Does it how does it work?
I love it.
Yeah.
I actually love it. I've heard people, they complain, and it's just because they didn't get good ones. They usually go to some as cheap as they possibly can. I didn't. I said I wanted a nice smile. I went to a
but is it like
orthodontist.
Is it like one of those like you put in your what is it called, mouthpiece?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, and
Absolutely.
it sticks. Like how doesn't it come out like whoa if you do
no. You can use like adhesives, but mine fit so well I don't have to do that. I just put it in there and then just make a small vacuum in my mouth.
Fantastic.
Like that, and then there they are.
Fantastic. So basically, did you lose all of them? Did you lose?
Oh man, they were falling out. I was having a hell of a time, and I was down to where I only had like half of my teeth.
What caused that? Is it something like what causes that?
I don't know, but whatever caused it, the fluoride sure as fuck didn't help it.
It didn't help.
Right? That's my point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That sure as hell didn't pay. And I brushed and everything like
it didn't matter.
Yeah. It didn't matter. In fact, I think it's the toothpaste. Maybe I think that actually wears your enamel away.
What do you think about, some people, they say you can brush your teeth with baking soda,
Yeah.
What do you think, that's good or bad? Like, because
I think that's just dandy. That's perfect.
But wouldn't that be like also like what would you say, polishing down your teeth or something like because
no, not as abrasively as toothpaste will. Toothpaste actually has, because the baking soda breaks down. the tooth is going to be harder than the pieces of the
Okay.
of the baking soda, right?
Okay.
Well, when you use toothpaste, that grit that's in there is actually pumice,
Mm-hmm.
which comes from stone. It's solidified
Okay.
lava.
Okay. Shit. So,
Yeah.
hey, so baking soda instead of toothpaste. That's the way to go. What
That's
about?
the way I mean, I'm not I'm of
not a
no
doctor.
medical background or anything
No,
else
no,
like
no, no,
that.
no, I'm not.
So I'm not giving
No,
medical
no, no,
advice,
no, no,
but
no.
I
But maybe
would, in my opinion, I believe it's better.
because I
Absolutely.
tried it out and it was cool. Like
Yeah.
it felt different. It kind of felt like I don't know if it was kind of doing something, but maybe I don't know. But and then I heard that if you drink that shit, it's also good for your pH. You know,
Vince,
yeah, yeah.
real quick, take a look at Sean's last comment. This
Where
is
is it?
beautiful, and it exemplifies everything that I was saying.
Sean,
It says,
imagine.
yeah.
Imagine sleeping through every high school science class, then mocking people who paid attention. You're a good slave, man.
Yep,
I like you.
absolutely.
You're a good
Absolutely.
slave.
Just to have you know there, Sean, that while I was imprisoned in that place that is nowhere, and that's not a place for smart people, trust me.
School.
But while I was imprisoned in there, I got good grades. I passed my tests. Okay. Science was one of my favorite subjects, and I embrace science. Science is awesome. It's a process.
If it's real, right? If it's true science.
Science is the quest for truth.
Yeah. If it's
That's
true science.
what it is. And there's a method involved that involves testing. You come up with a theory, you test your theory, you show it in an experiment, and it's proven by that experiment or demonstration actually being repeatable.
Yeah.
All right. Then you have pseudoscience.
Yeah.
Pseudoscience, and in most cases, when it comes to like astrophysics and these types of things, goes from a foregone conclusion and works itself backwards in order to make it fit.
And you think that's what they're doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the equation will work out.
Yeah.
But it doesn't in any way make it so. You understand?
Yeah, it's like that thing, the Globers talk about. I don't remember what it's called, but the guy who measures the shadows.
Oh, Aristosthenes.
Yeah, Aristosthenes, whatever. Yeah,
and his faithful servant feces.
Yeah, but that shit, Flat Earth Dave showed that shit works on a flat plane as well as a ball. Like
Neil deGrasse Tyson actually showed that too, inadvertently.
There you
I have
go.
a little video because he says this would work on a flat surface with local sun, but we know that the Earth is. No, wait a second. You don't know that. You're assuming that.
Hey, hold on. I need to take a leak. But read the comments if you see them. Dave.
Yeah, let me see what's going on here. Let's see what we got. What do we got? Sean in here. You saw what's he got saying? He says, I just looked at Crest ingredients and no pumice. Cool for you. Please explain how science class is indoctrination and flat earth isn't. Well, because as we've discussed before, but you reject the entire heliocentric idea of a planet floating around in space is scientifically impossible to begin with. Secondly, most, if not all, of it is based off of conjecture as well as assumptions. Okay, so this is evident when you ask someone, "How did you find the distance to the sun?" They'll automatically start going into a triangulation. Okay, great. Let's go into that triangulation. You have one distance and an angle. This is not going to give you anything but where that point is from your observation. Okay. If they actually did that, they would find that it's much, much, much closer than 93 million miles. Okay. But they can't do that. No one can do that because you have to have something in reference for it to compare by. So what they'll do is they'll jump over into saying that they know that since we know that we can measure the orbital radius of Venus, No, you can't, because you're assuming, one, that Venus is orbiting the sun, and you're assuming its radius around an object that you don't know the distance to in the first damn place. So how can you know the orbital radius of Venus if you don't know how far away the thing that it's orbiting is in the first damn place? It's just a bunch of cockamamie crap. I've said it like this, Vince. This is
Yeah.
really a cool thing, right?
Yeah.
You've been to a planetarium before, right? You know, where they can show you the night sky right there on a domed ceiling in real time.
I'm not sure if I've been there, but yeah,
They're pretty
continue.
cool. They can replicate the sky,
Yeah.
and you would have to really, after a little bit, you're like, wow, I'm actually inside. This is really like being outside.
Okay.
All right.
Huh?
So they can replicate the exact sky in the location where you're at
Mm-hmm.
at any time. You can step outside the building and look around and verify that this is exactly correct inside the planetarium, right? There's
Okay.
actually really no way to distinguish it.
Okay.
Okay. So now go ahead into the planetarium and measure the distance using the calculation. You want to go to another location? Quick, computer, give me a view from this location in such and such at this same time, right? So you've got your 2 observation points, right? Now go ahead and run your calculations. You'll get the same results because you used assumed values, even though the one is obviously scaled down way more than the one that's outside, right? It's scaled down, but your numbers, your math, everything is still going to work. But we know, in fact, that the ones inside the building are only a matter of yards or meters away from you. So scale works like that. They use this whole thing to justify the moon and the sun being the same size. By the moon, the sun is actually 400 times bigger than the moon, and it just happens to be 400 times further away. Well, that's a scale. You're just saying a scale, right?
Yeah. And
so wouldn't the same thing be true at 40 times smaller and 40 times closer? Of course. Of course. It's called ratio.
Yeah, but I just think it's so ridiculous that they believe in these things, that like the odds of all of this being true is so minuscule. Like it's almost non-existent. Like it's not even, you know what I mean? They believe in the craziest things, like the Big Bang and all of this shit. The sun.
Well, they took their brain out, they put it on a shelf, they let somebody mix it around with a bunch of shit, and they became retarded.
Yeah.
This is what I've said, man. There's no thinking going on, because you have to, if you don't buy it, you don't pass the test. If you question it, you don't get the grade. You see, it's all about punishment and reward. It's about control.
Yeah. Did you hear, Dave, about a couple of years ago, the NASA of Europe said that the moon is under Earth's atmosphere? Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. It's kind of like their way of saying it's in the firmament.
Yeah, they're like, you know, some scientists, they found this out in 1995, and it just got discovered right now that the moon is actually under our atmosphere. Okay, so where the fuck did they go when they claimed they went to space and shit? When they went to the moon? When they went to the moon?
They went to Hollywood.
Yeah, right?
No. They even got a star, Vince. They have a star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood.
They do, right? They do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
And guess what it's for? It's for television.
Yeah.
It is, because they have a little part of the star under the person's name. I've been there a few times, and under the person's name there's a little symbol, and sometimes it's the tragedy and comedy masks that are used for theater, right? Sometimes they're music, sometimes they're television, sometimes it'll have a few different categories. And theirs is with television, all the Apollo 11 crew.
Dude, hold on. I want to ask you something But hold on, let me read some.
See, you hear Sean about his Polaris dumb shit. What he's assuming that the distance of Polaris is like way out in space or some shit, and that's the reason that as you go latitude south, it lowers in the horizon. Okay,
Yeah.
that's because it's close. It's not light years away or anything else like that. And what
Yeah.
happens is as you go south, of course, it's north. It's going to appear lower in the horizon until it finally blends into the vanishing point of the horizon,
Yeah.
and you won't see it. Well, how come you can't pull it in with a telescope? For the same reason as you can't see your neighbor through the edge of a piece of glass. You can see him through a window pane, which is transparent, right?
Yeah.
But if we turn the glass sideways and try to look through it, you can't see anything. Why?
Yeah.
It's called diffusion. They don't get that. I don't understand how they don't get that. And he thinks his big Polaris challenge, which is a straw man to begin with, is something to prove the ball, which it doesn't. Here's how you prove the ball. Here's the two things you have to prove to make me or anyone believe that we live on a ball in space. Okay? You first have to show me convexity, which means you have to show me curvature that corresponds to 8 inches per mile squared.
Yeah.
Okay, minus
Yeah.
the viewer height. Okay,
Yeah.
you have to show that. But in addition to that, you have to show me proof that gravity is a strong enough force to prevent equalization of a pressurized gas system without containment. Okay.
Yeah.
You nowhere ever anywhere in nature is there ever going to be an instance of a compressed gas system in a vacuum without containment, ever. And a lot of times, even with containment, a vacuum tries to pull the containment apart in an effort to equalize the gases.
Yeah, Dave, this one, you know, the line, the city line that they're gonna create in somewhere in Saudi Arabia or something. Let me share it for you. Do you see this?
Oh wow, what is that?
This is sort of like a city that is made like a line that is going like, I don't know how far it is. It's going like between two countries and shit. It's just a straight line, okay? So how the fuck does this line work on a globe? Because this line is going really far. Will it just keep like going, elevating up to the, you know what I mean? Like above. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, listen, I've had these jokers. I've been a builder for many years.
Yeah.
Built houses, commercial buildings, things like that.
Yeah.
And I've had these retards try to tell me that plumb lines are not parallel. And I'm like, what in the hell are you talking about? And they says, where does a plumb line point? I says, it points 90 degrees to level, perpendicular. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they said, no, it points to the center of the earth. And I'm like, what?
Center of the earth.
Are you shitting me? If this were true, you should be able to take like a skyline of New York City, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a picture of a skyline in New York City.
Yeah.
Draw a straight line through the center line of every one of those skyscrapers that you see.
Yeah.
Keep them going. Keep them going. Keep them going. Keep them going.
Yeah.
You get up here, they should deviate. They
Yeah.
should deviate away from each other, but they don't ever. If that was true, if plumb lines were only doing like that and it wasn't and level wasn't level, you realize what a rough time we would have trying to even come on.
When you build shit, how the fuck would you like take in consideration the curvature all the time? Like, it wouldn't even work, right? What the fuck? This fucking thing right here, this city, this line city, if it's gonna keep going, like, I don't know, I'm not an expert on these, curvature and shit like that, but let me see what they're saying, how long this line is, just to see. Hold on. It's in Dubai. Okay.
Dubai, that place is really ahead of everything, man.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like architecture and things like that, they've got buildings that orientate themselves with the sun in order to maximize cooling.
Yeah. Let me see. Radius. Can I get?
Moving buildings, man. That's cool as hell.
So this is watch what Saudi Arabia's 105-mile long linear city the line looks like.
The
So
lines don't connect above the horizon, or you're drawing them wrong, Sean. They always converge from left to right, from the left side to the right side, from the right side to the left side, from the down up, and from the top down into what's known as the horizon or vanishing point. You have no clue how vision works, Sean.
how much curvature should there be for 105 miles?
Oh shit, I can find that on my phone. I have a curvature calculator.
105 miles.
105. Let's see. You don't even have to do that. There would have to be. Let me just get to my calculator here real quick. So 105 miles, 105
Yeah.
times 105 equals that 11,025 times 8 equals divided by 12 equals 7,350 feet from
Okay.
start to where the other end of it is.
So
Okay.
since this is a
The other end of that building, the bottom of the other end of that building
yeah,
is on 7,350 feet.
that's a lot, right?
Yeah, that's way a lot.
So if it's gonna stay like a line, right, like a straight line, is it gonna be like, going like, what would you say, like elevating up or something, like at the other end, or what will happen if you're living
Well,
on
if
a ball?
yeah, it'd be sticking out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
You know, there'd be a drop of 7,000 feet over the other end of the building.
Yeah,
They could just launch aircraft, at cruising altitude right from there. Why not?
yeah, and even if they take a new real photo of planet ball Earth, you would maybe even see it sticking out a little bit, on the ball, this fucking
Right.
line, like what the come on, man.
No, it's all to keep you. You've seen the Truman Show, right?
Yes, I like that. I like
All right,
that
and I
one.
love it when they show that flashback when he's in school and he stands up
Oh,
and he says,
yeah.
"When I grow up, I want to be a great explorer like Magellan."
But
And she goes, "Oh,
Truman-
I'm sorry, Truman. Every place has already been found. There's nowhere left to explore."
Exactly.
They're running that fucking shit on you now.
Yeah, because they want to control how you behave and what you're gonna do, your actions.
You are the lifeblood of their existence. They see
Like
that's
the
the whole
Matrix.
thing.
Like the Matrix.
You are the lifeblood. Without your effort, without your toil, without your slavery, they cannot have what they have. And these people are sick. And somebody asked
Absolutely.
David Rockefeller one time, they said, "You have more money than God. How much is enough?" And just like a heroin addict, he said, "Just a little bit more."
Okay, Dave, let me ask you this. What the fuck are we even in this reality for? Like, what's the purpose? What's the end goal? What's the end goal for these demons? There must be some end goal or purpose or meaning behind all of this. It can't just be that we're supposed to live and just have a good time and they're supposed to enslave us without any like bigger purpose. Like there must be something.
Well, it goes
Bigger.
right into possession of your soul. Okay,
That's interesting because I've been thinking exactly that.
It's the inverted pentagram. Okay, the inverted pentagram, the star, the 5-pointed star actually represents the 5 elements. You have earth, water, fire, and air, and at the top is spirit. That's you. Okay, above the elements. Whereas when you invert that, you put the elements, the earthly things, above your soul as a higher priority above your soul. Okay,
That's what a lot of people do.
that is exactly what they do, because this entire satanic Luciferian system has people into the idea that they are just a random happening on a random happening, and that you're here and
Only
for
once.
a very short
Yeah.
period. And so he who dies with the most toys wins.
Right? And you only live once. That's
Right.
what they're trying to tell us. You only
Right,
live
right, right,
once,
right.
and then you return to nothingness. Endless nothingness.
What a lot of them don't understand, though, is there are some of us that realize that we chose to come here and at this
Exactly.
particular time and for a particular reason.
Exactly.
Okay. And when you realize that there's more to your life than just a small little cog in this
Yeah.
infinite industrial machine,
Yeah.
and you realize that you are here, you are special, and you have purpose. You came here with a mission. You chose to be here. So they detract you from your mission by brainwashing you and taking away your connection to your creator at every opportunity.
Yeah.
So, and that's what they're doing, is to keep you from that. I'm not saying about from church, because we got a lot of people that go to church that don't know shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
They go to a bunch of them go there with a flat earth book in their hand,
And they still think it's a ball.
Yes. And also deny the supernatural things that are actually occurring in that very book that they're carrying. The Mandela effect it's all over on this in this Bible.
We need to go into Mandela, man. We need to touch on it, man. Listen, I think it was 2015 I noticed about Mandela. And I was like, hold on. It was, one of them was, Star Wars, Luke, I'm your father, which is apparently, he never said that, apparently.
Right.
He says, instead he says, no, I am your father. Which is weird, because there is merchandise and shit that says, "Luke, I'm your father,"
which is very poignant, Vince, because the name Darth Vader means dark father. So now, for him to not be so specific and calling out Luke, "I am your father,"
he
says, "No, I am your father." That's a message to everyone in the audience. The Jewel song, you remember the Jewel song? Who will save your soul? Right? Now that's changed to who will save your souls.
That's interesting.
There's a message. There's a message in these Mandelas. There is a message in there.
Okay, and let's go one by one. Because let me see. Hold on, I'm gonna share this for you. But then
Mr. Rogers, now you're going to be in. You're going to be your biggest fan now is going to be Brian Stavely. He loves this one. The beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah.
But hold on, before we go into that, I just want to say this. Like, I noticed, the cartoon Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
I never remembered it being like tunes, like music tunes.
No.
It was like,
like cartoon.
Yeah.
Like
because they had a mini series that was released in 1990 or 89 that was called Tiny Toon, and that one was spelled with the 2 O's. So
Roger Rabbit. Where was he living at in that movie Roger Rabbit? It was Toontown, TON, because it's Looney Tunes. Toon in the industry was short for cartoons.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, like the in the circles of like Mel Blanc and Hanna-Barbera and them people, they talking over the table and say, yeah, we'll run this tune, then we'll run that tune, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So for it to be the musical word makes absolutely no sense, because it wasn't about crazy songs, although there was crazy music playing in the background.
Right.
Sometimes I think there's a lot of people that music never shut off for them. It's just always in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all either. Looney Tunes.
Yeah, but when I found out about the Looney Tunes, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? So I actually called, what was it, Warner Bros. In Sweden to ask about this. I was like, I think it was Warner Bros.
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I called.
Looney Tunes was Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I called their customer service, and I was like, "Excuse me, but have the Looney Tunes always been called Looney Tunes?" And they're like, yeah, it's always been called Lunatus. I'm like, are you sure? Have you not changed that at any point? You know what I mean? Like, she was like, not that I'm aware of. You know. And then I
Yeah.
asked, isn't it weird that the Tiny Toons is called Tunes? But she couldn't come up with an answer to that. I was like, what the
No.
fuck's going on here?
Did
Yeah.
she get mad or anything?
No. She was
Okay.
fairly young though, so I don't know. Maybe
Because a lot of times people get mad about it, and we're
really?
finding this. This is what I'm saying is that when these changes taking place like this, and especially right under the noses of Christians in their Bible,
yeah.
when it's already prophesized in at least 3 different places that this is going to take place.
Yeah.
Okay.
They still don't.
They should be proclaiming it from the rooftops. I mean, come on. The wolf shall dwell with the lamb.
Oh yeah, that was a change in the Bible, right?
Yeah. Isaiah 11:6. And we've got ministers and everything saying it's always been wolf, but you can't find wolf in any single in any of them. Or you can't find lion in any of them.
Yeah, there was
right?
lion, right? There was lion
Right.
something. Yeah.
And if that were true, I mean, just go into Google and type in lion and lamb. You'll get artwork, ministries, hundreds of them around the world called Lion and Lamb Ministries. Brian Stavely has a piece of residue that quotes that on a front of a really nice book. It's emblazoned on there. So, I mean, and it seems to be a lot of the things are like following along with the times. Like there was a scripture, I believe it's in Matthew, where it says, where 1 or more gather in my name, or 2 or more gather in my name, I shall be in their midst. And now it's changed to where 2 or 3 gather in my name, I shall be in their midst.
That's so
And
weird.
like the limited gatherings, right?
Yeah, because
now we have in Job and in Kings references to men with breasts full of milk and nursing fathers.
You know what I'm thinking? Like, if this Mandela thing can change, if you truly believe the Bible is from God and things like that, then if this thing can change that, then what the hell is going on here? Like, you can change stuff from the Bible.
You go into Revelations and it says, let no man change any words of this prophecy. Okay. And it gives a curse of, I think it's 7 times the plagues of these listed in this book shall fall upon them, and they'll be taken out of the book of life. Okay. But also in other parts, it says it's not for man to do this at all, that God's going to allow Satan to do it just before he's the return, right? This is what's prophesied. Okay. I've never been a Bible thumper. I have had a inexplicable knowledge for some reason of the Bible.
Yeah.
Knowing scripture for some reason and then verifying it with what's in there. But in any case, who knows? Maybe I was a minister in a past life.
Maybe. But I'm the same. I'm like, I'm not 100% sure that, the devil hasn't been tampering with these religions or whatever. Like,
oh my God.
I don't know that.
Vince, when I was a little kid, we were Seventh-day Adventists up till I was about maybe 6 or 7, maybe.
Yeah.
We were Seventh-day Adventists. Those are Christians that hold still to the old Mosaic laws of, the cleanliness of food. They still hold the Sabbath on Saturday rather than Sunday and that kind of thing. So anyway, we'd go to church, and of course they had the old little opening sermon, and then they have all the kids by age group go down into these little classrooms for Bible school while the grown-ups had the sermon.
Yeah.
And they asked us one day, they said, hey, so be careful, children. Satan is very beguiling. She used the word beguiling. She said, does anybody know what that word means? Of course, I raised my hand up. And I said, what does that mean, David? And I said, that means that he's really good at tricking people. Yeah. He's the best liar in the world.
Master deceiver.
I think he's the master of deceit. Exactly. And she goes, that's exactly right, David. And then I put my hand up again, and she goes, did you have more? I said, yeah. I said, how do you know that Satan hasn't disguised himself as this church?
Right.
And her jaw dropped open, right? And I thought I'd done something wrong. And here, these many years later, I look and go, oh my God, that's exactly what happened. Jesus Christ.
Because that would explain why, some stuff that has been said in the Bible has been predicted. Like they have been predicting shit like the mark of the beast and shit like that. But what if that's, Satan's plan has all along been to do the mark of the beast and things like that, and he just put it in the book, and you believe it, and then he got you, like, you know what I mean? Like, if he knows the plan, why can't he just write that in the book and claim it's from God, but really it's from himself, because he knows his own plan, because Satan,
well, I think until recently, I mean, I'm really looking into this whole idea of that Satan has been loosed on the world. I'm seeing evidence, what I would consider, of legion. If we all these people with their pronouns, us and we and
they them,
and they and them, that's what these demons refer to themselves in that sense.
Isn't that also a Mandela? Build it and they will come, or build it or he will come, or something.
Yeah, now it's he will come.
Yeah, instead of they.
Which doesn't make any sense, because the whole result was an all-star baseball team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's a they, not a he, right?
But another one that me and my wife saw was this Forrest Gump thing. Forrest Gump. So when we were new to this Mandela effect, we saw that the famous line my mama always told me, life is like a box of...
It used to be is.
Yeah. And then it was changed to my mama always told me life was like a box of chocolates. So then my wife said, like, wait, that's weird. She went and found the old DVD of it, and on the box cover, it says, quote, life is like a box of chocolate. On the cover, it says is.
Oh.
But then when I put in the DVD, it says was. I was like, what the fuck? How the fuck did they do? If this was a mistake, how could they?
Right, dude, that's residue. That's the residue that we run across that verifies a lot of this kind of thing. Okay. So what I'd like you to do when you get a chance, take a picture of that box with it saying that on it, and I'll post it on Twitter, or I'll give you my email. You can email it to me or whatever, because that's the kind of stuff we look for right there. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. If we still have it. That was in 2016 or 17. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check after that one. But another one is the Monopoly guy with the monocle. That one, they claim he never had a monocle, right? But then you have this scene from what was it? Ace Ventura. I almost said Jesse Ventura. Yeah, Ace Ventura. You know the scene where he sees this, bald guy with these fancy, suit or whatever.
Yep, with the monocle.
And he's like, you must be the Monopoly guy or some shit like that. Why the fuck would they make that scene with the guy having the monocle if he never had it?
Well, we have a brand name icon here in the United States. You might be familiar with it. It's
Peanut
Mr.
Guy.
Peanut. Yeah.
Yeah, we over here in Sweden, we don't know who Peanut Guy is.
Right, that's the thing. But people in Sweden, people in Australia, other places that don't even know who the hell Mr. Peanut is, all have the memory of that. So is to quote Brian Stavely, if I locked 100 people in a grocery store and asked them about the Peanut Guy, how many of them, or the Monopoly guy rather, how many of them do you believe would say that there was always a monocle? And I would say probably the amount you would get, even if it was 50%, is statistically impossible for a misremembering.
Yeah, and it's not just one thing that everybody is misremembering. It's a bunch of things combined. Like, some people might remember the monocle, and then the Looney Tunes, and then the Luke, I'm your father. Like it's too many people misremembering the same things, and they don't even know each other, man.
So there's a bunch of stuff involving black, which is really interesting too, because there's another part that even links into, and it's like a German connection, a Tom Hanks connection. It's really crazy. Okay, so there's a lot of shit that has turned black that used to not be black.
What do you mean by that?
Recently,
black?
Okay, So recently, this is the newest one for me. Is there's a movie called Legally Blonde with Reese Witherspoon,
Okay.
and she's like a real life Barbie doll. My wife loves that movie. She thinks it's funnier than hell, right?
Yeah.
And now so everything this girl owns is pink. Okay, she always wears pink clothes. She has pink
Okay.
phone.
Okay.
Everything's pink,
Uh-huh.
and she's got a pink convertible sports car even. So she's almost like Malibu Barbie.
Oh, yeah,
In
Barbie.
fact,
Yeah.
when she gets out of the car, somebody walking by on the street goes, "Whoa, check out Malibu Barbie!" Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And now
and
it's
you
black?
can see it. The car is black,
What the
and my
fuck?
wife's going, "No fucking way!" She gets
What
the
is
thing
it?
out. Yep.
Knight Rider.
Right. Okay,
Black
so
car.
there's even the song by the Stones, "Paint It Black." Right? It
Mm.
says, "I see a red door and I want to paint it black." Now it just says, "I want it painted black."
No way.
The Nirvana Unplugged, where they were on that stage with all those white candles on MTV, all the candles are now black. Nancy Sinatra with "These boots are made for walking." Now it's "These boots were made for walking." And her dress is black where it was white. Britney Spears.
Oh yeah, Britney Spears with
Her
the
skirt changed to black now and no headset.
Yes, from that other video where she's on Mars or whatever she
Yep.
is.
Dumb and Dumber. Jim Carrey.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, the dude had that great big stupid white cowboy hat, right? Now it's black. The Skipper from Gilligan's Island, his hat's black. The Greatest American Hero, his cape is now black.
What about the Queen song "We Are the Champion"? This is
Yeah.
this is the funny thing though. I'm a huge Queen fan, but "We Are the Champion" is a song that I didn't really listen to a lot. You know, I heard it live, you know, on the live shows, and where
Well,
he ends it with "of the world," but on the studio one, I can't say for certain.
Yeah, well, usually even on the album, right? It would segue from "We Will Rock You."
All right.
Okay. It would usually segue right to that on the album. You know, he goes, we will rock you. Then when it would end, it would go into "We Are the Champions."
Yeah.
And always at the end of it, there's that crescendo. Shut up, CZ. There was that crescendo of the world, right?
Yeah.
And dude, I've done it at karaoke and shit, right? And now all of a sudden they say that was only at his Wembley performance.
Yeah, but they're claiming like people are mixing it up with that he does that on the live shows, but he never did it on the studio one. But I always thought it was.
I was singing that at karaoke, and I had never. This was even. I had never even watched the Wembley performance before.
Oh, really?
Okay, and I had only ever listened to the album.
That's weird because I always thought it was. When I heard the ending of that song, it didn't sound right. Like dun dun dun. Like what the fuck? There is no vocals or nothing. We are the champions. No time for losers, because we are the champions. Dun, dun, dun. It's like it sounds.
And it's like
incomplete.
Waiting for the shoe.
Yeah,
you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah.
It sounds incomplete. Dun, dun, dun. Like what the fuck? But the thing is, I didn't really listen to that song, the studio version, so I can't tell from my experience. But I do think it sounds weird. So that's one thing.
Check this out.
Huh?
Check this out.
Yeah.
So you go all those things that were black, right?
Yeah.
What's the German word for black? Schwarz. Here's our German connection again, right?
Arnold
Okay.
Schwarzenegger.
AFO Schwarz. AFO Schwarz, the big toy company in New York City, right?
Okay.
The T is gone now. It's Schwarz.
Okay. Hold on. Huh? Are you done with your black thing? Because we got some video here. 20.
Oh yeah. I was just coming full circle with it, right?
All right.
So AFO Schwarz has changed to Schwarz. There was a movie with Tom Hanks called Big, where he woke up in an adult body, got a job at that toy store called AFO Schwarz.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tom Hanks, right back to
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, that guy. There's something with that guy. I
Yeah,
mean,
but go
there's a
ahead.
lot of things.
Whatever you got there, Vince. Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I just picked something. We can just go through
Childhood
it. I
might
don't
not
know.
look the same after this. As we all know good and well, Mr. Rogers'
Mr.
Neighborhood
Rogers.
always began with its titular host singing its theme song.
Yeah, so
Beautiful day in this neighborhood.
yeah, so in this neighborhood is what he's saying now, right?
Right.
But
I
before
grew
it
up
was
watching that show, Vince. I grew up watching that.
so it
man.
was the neighborhood
The.
before.
It-
Yeah,
it's
duh.
I went in a Halloween party as Mr. Rogers one time, right?
Really?
And I even did the song. I said, "It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Won't you come and play in my neighborhood?
Yeah, because
Would you? Could
Say-
you be my
saying
neighbor?"
saying in this one, it's kind of like excluding, like, what do you mean? Only in this one? Like
Only this one. It's like where 2 or 3 gather my name, but no more than 3. No more than 3 can
Yeah,
talk
it's-
about Jesus at one time.
It's
Nobody.
such a
No.
weird thing to say in this neighborhood. The other neighborhoods, they're fucked up, but here it's great. It's a beautiful day here in this neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah, probably sucks where you're at, but hey, we're having it good here. So.
Yeah, right?
A beautiful day for a neighbor.
This much is true.
Yeah, Mr.
But
Rogers,
that
that's a big
well-known
one
opening
for me
line,
too.
"It's a
The
beautiful
Fruit
day
of
in
the
the
Loom
neighborhood,"
logo
much.
screws me up too. 'cause
Fruit Loops, Fruity Loops.
yeah, that don't make any sense either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fruit
there's a lot of
Loops.
and what we have, people have what are called anchor memories, specific memories tied to things.
Yes.
And like the Fruit of the Loom logo, that's one of mine because my mother taught me the word cornucopia
Mm-hmm.
when I questioned her about the weird looking basket on my underwear tag. And she taught me that was a cornucopia. And I thought it was a cool word. And so
Yeah.
I was telling my friends, that little basket that's holding the fruit on your underwear, that's called a cornucopia, dude. Oh, that's a neat word. I
Yeah.
had the whole 6th grade saying it, man. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, okay, we're gonna go deeper in this, but let's go through some more examples. Let me see. Okay, so this
So
was
what's the symbol there, Vince? The horn of plenty has been removed. What?
What did I say? Let me
in
see.
this neighborhood. But how did we all miss this when we've heard the song so many times in our youth?
Oh, Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. I don't think we can see that.
What did you say, Mr. Robbins?
That was a skit. That one right there is a skit from Saturday Night Live. That's Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah.
And he did a parody called Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Yeah.
And he was just like a total ghetto guy.
Okay.
Like the total opposite of Mr. Rogers.
he made the opposite thing. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's funny as hell.
It could be worse, we suppose. It's not like he was wearing leather jackets instead of cardigan sweaters this whole time. Number
So
19.
Sean says,
Yeah,
so
here
a
it is.
company he says a company changes its logo, big deal. No, that's of course everybody's going to notice that and say, yeah, they must have changed their logo. When did they do that? So then you go and you do the research on when did they change the logo and take away the cornucopia, and you find that it never had a cornucopia. That's the Mandela effect,
Dude,
Sean.
Sean, stop being an Agent Smith, man. You come across like an Agent Smith, man.
It's part of his probation agreement. They took his window, they took his windowless van and his free candy sign, and now he has to do this.
Yeah, what about, mirror, mirror on the wall turned
Yeah.
into magic mirror? What? Magic mirror. Come on.
And there was
man.
even a sequel to that story that they did called, just like with your Tiny Toons thing, it was
Oh,
called
yeah.
Mirror Mirror.
Oh,
They
yeah.
did it. Yeah, they did one called Mirror
Everybody's,
Mirror.
pretty much everybody remembers mirror, mirror on the wall.
We even have Walt Disney saying it.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Hold on.
See, these
What does it say?
deniers,
I
that's
just
what I'm saying. You had it right, Vince. Agents of Chaos.
Yeah,
man.
Agent fucking Smith. I just proved that you were lying about the Queen song. You have no credibility. What do you mean lying about the Queen song?
I don't even know. That's all he does. See, this is the thing about those people, right? Their entire existence is based on lies and lying. All right. Now, this is just a little bit of free 101 psychology.
Yeah.
We base our initial assumptions of other people on intimate knowledge of ourselves. Okay. So a guy who's constantly worried that somebody's going to steal shit from him is most likely someone that, given the opportunity, is going to steal shit from you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They assume everybody's like them. So constantly, what do we see in that community? You're lying.
Right?
Not you're mistaken.
Right? They're projecting what they are onto you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I figured this bird out like a year ago. I've had an open invitation on my show. I've put the link up there and said, Sean, come on back up here. He lies and tells his audience that he's blocked. I even went in today to make sure that he wasn't, and he's not blocked.
Oh, yeah. He's saying here, you whined about being timed out on my channel when you have blocked me on yours. You have
Sean, I could give a shit. Sean, I could give a shit about being timed out. It was to your advantage to keep me there. You had 13 viewers when I showed up. Because I was watching you on my television and on my phone, I gave you 2 views. And your meathead moderators obviously didn't want me to view, so I dropped you back down. There's a reason you don't get any views, Sean. It's because you don't have any material. Without me, you wouldn't have even had a video, bro.
So wait, what is he saying here? He clearly sings "Of the World" in the studio version. Some is a pathological liar. Is he saying?
Okay, go pull out your Queen album and listen to it one time, brother.
Well, hold on. Gone. Yeah, it's gone. Is he claiming that it's in there?
He says it's there.
No way. It's not in there, man.
There's another album that's changed. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon is now The Dark Side of the Moon.
What?
No, because I remember that album my whole life, damn near, man. When I was a kid, when that album first came out, I thought that was the most awesome music ever in the world, man. And we would, those of us that were Pink Floyd fans, we would laugh at those that were not. You know, how can you always got to have your group? They think it's called The Dark Side. That's how you can tell a square. They call it The Dark Side. And now it is The Dark Side.
Funny also that they're talking about the other side of the moon that you never see, right? The dark side of the moon. Like, it's funny how we never see the other side of the moon. But anyways, I took away your wrench because I'm blocked. Dude, you know, you're welcome to join in a while here if you want.
Anytime, Sean. Anytime.
What's up, James? For the Christians in the chat, please say a prayer for Sean. He's an EBT check away from pulling a Jeffrey. Can we say his name? Can you say Epstein?
Yeah, well, unless it's changed to Epstein now, like the Bernstein Bears did.
Yeah, that one doesn't make sense at all. A stain.
Listen, Vince, I wrote a short story in school.
Yeah.
Involving the Bernstein Bears. And they were hiding out, in my story, they were hiding out in the attic of the Three Bears because the Nazi wolves were looking for them. But Goldilocks, being an Aryan, turned them in. And I remember that. Now, why would I associate those bears with hiding Jews if their last name was Stain, right? Is it the Frankenstein monster? No. I mean,
Frankenstein.
So there's an anchor memory there, because I remember I had a stern talking to by the principal about the seriousness of the Holocaust.
Okay, we got to be careful with this topic.
But yeah, I'm just saying that's my anchor memory. That's all I'm going with. But I made that story because the name to me was like the same as how Rothstein or Epstein. Any of those are.
But let's continue watching some more examples. Let me see.
Logo.
Yeah, this was the one you talked about. Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit of the Loom is a clothing company renowned the world over. Its logo is similarly famous.
There's a great channel out there called C3PO's Golden Calf.
Okay.
on
Okay,
YouTube,
so
and
maybe
he's
old
been
internet has,
actually
right?
tying
Nope.
some of these
Versions of the logo
connections
dating back
together,
even
that
100
there
years
is a
left in
message
Cornucopia
within
too.
these
So
things.
why do so many people associate Cornucopia with
It's
within
like a
these
big
changes.
puzzle.
insecurities and references
Yeah,
to
it's like a big puzzle that we're, and he's got a lot of that kind of,
the Monopoly
you know, of course it's supposition, but it all ties together and it makes you think, you know, like these connections to the black.
He's famous for his suit, top hat,
But
and
what could have possibly happened here? Like, if we're gonna speculate, like, have we, like, let's say you and I,
Mhm.
we have swapped to a different reality, or have they changed our, you know, our original reality? You
It
know what I
means
mean?
our reality is fluid.
That it can be like
Yeah.
manipulated.
I mean, this thing about switching timelines is one theory people have had. There's another guy that thinks that we actually switch back and forth between a different Earth and another part of the galaxy or some kind of crap like that.
Yeah.
But um, the problem with that is the residue.
Yeah,
Like
it leaves.
like your movie, like
Yeah, it
your
leaves like trails of the old.
there's little trails.
Yeah.
Like here's a big one, and Brian Stabley's got a whole bunch of these pictures, right? One of the
Yeah.
things that's changed is the thinker statue, right? The thinker
Oh,
used to be
yeah.
like this,
Oh,
and then he
yeah.
went like this,
Oh, yeah.
and now he's like this with the hand open.
He
It's
became
changed again.
LGBTQ there, right?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
People go to that statue
Yeah.
and get their, you know, they're on vacation or whatever. Oh, look, there's the thinker statue by Rodin. Hey, honey, get in front of it and pose like the statue, right?
Mm.
So now we've got a whole bunch of people posing like this in front of a statue, and the statue behind him is like this. How did so many people, the people in the photograph didn't change, but the artwork did?
Yeah.
How so many people get that pose wrong? We even have group photographs of people posing like this by the Rodin statue of the thinker, and he's like this in the background.
That's so weird. Yeah. It is strange, man.
So it's complete. It is supernatural. It absolutely is, man.
But this,
there's no other explanation, and there's some intelligence because there's specific things. And by these, it's not just willy-nilly random things that have changed. There's specific patterns in what has changed that are, it's like pieces to a puzzle.
for me, this confirms more to me that this is a virtual reality simulation kind of a thing. Because if it's a video game, you can change some codes and you change some stuff in it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, I used to think reality was like something that you could hang on to. Like, this is stable. Like, reality is some firm thing. But now it's like, what the fuck is this place? Like,
well, what is reality, Vince?
That's another question. Yes.
Okay. I mean, what we deem
As real.
as reality in
Yeah.
front of us, the things we can touch, the things we can smell, in all reality, it's nothing more than a great symphony
Yeah.
of electromagnetic impulses that you interpret
Yeah.
through your 5-6 senses
Yeah.
into a cohesive, interactive reality in this low vibrational existence, right?
Yeah.
But outside of this little part of your brain that's putting that all together, it's nothing, it's not any different than the internet flying around through the air.
Exactly.
It's ones and zeros, right? Until
Exactly.
it comes into a device where we can actually have a cohesive interaction with it, like we are right now.
Right.
Outside of your screen, my screen, and everybody's screen at home, all of this is nothing but a bunch of damn ones and zeros flying around at a certain frequency. That's it.
Exactly. So you know, I said this earlier before that, you know, we think this is 3D, but it's not. I mean, it looks like 3D and it's very real, but I think everything comes from the two things, yin and yang, you know, the two. Like, when you see the screen, it's flat for a fact. Right now, when I'm watching you're watching me, it's 100% flat, you know, but it looks like it has depth, just like the mirror. Like, when you go to the mirror,
right,
you know that damn thing is a fucking flat thing, right? But you see a reflection of your reality in it, and it looks like there is extra space in the mirror, you know? Like, but it's all just a fucking illusion. It's all
Right.
it's all an illusion. When you play a video game that is 3D, you know again for a fact that that's 2D pixels. Like it's all pixels, giving you the illusion of 3D. The same thing probably is in our reality when we walk around. It's just coded in a way that you think it's 3D, but it's all coming from a 2D kind of a shit. But, anyway.
Right. It's
sick.
just like my example that I used before about the planetarium. Right.
Scary. Yeah.
There it is. That in itself is an illusion. I think it's just a micro of the entire macro. What's to say that these stars and things that we see are not actually just a projection onto the dome?
Right? Even the sun and the moon. How do we know they are spheres? I mean,
we don't.
We don't. Right? And especially with the sun, you can never know because it will never have any shades. It will never have the sun will never have any shades on it. I kind of
Well, a full moon would be impossible, really, if you think about it. Try it yourself sometime. If they want to tell us that at some points when the moon is at a half moon, that's because the sun is hitting it from a 90-degree angle from where your perspective is, right? Okay, well, let's learn that one time. So if we took a flashlight and shine it onto a ball, any ball, go get yourself one at the dollar store or something, shine a flashlight at that ball and go over 90 degrees and see if you get a straight Terminator line. Now go over and look at it from the perspective of the flashlight. You're not going to get a full ball. You're going to get a specular highlight. It's going to fade out and you're not even going to see the whole thing. It's not going to light up like our moon does at all, ever. Now a convex thing will.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you can actually play with two separate balls, two spheres. Right. I don't want to say two balls because Sean will get excited. So you take
he likes balls. Yeah.
He does. He loves them. You can't make him let go of them. He won't let go of them for a second.
Yeah.
So if you take two balls and you go and try to eclipse.
Yeah.
Right. Try to make that same curved Terminator line, then have it become straight and then curve the other way. You're never going to do it. It's never going to happen. Never in the history of shadows is a shadow ever going to be smaller than the object that's casting it. Ever.
What are they saying? They're saying that the moon is measuring the days and the sun is measuring the hours, well,
the sun measures the hours and the day. The moon keeps track of the month, and the stars keep track of the year.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You've got the sun is going around the earth fast, just slightly faster than the moon, just slightly faster than the moon, so that at every 28 days it laps the moon.
Yeah,
and and the stars are going to such a point that every 28 days they lap that. They lap the sun, and then the sun is in a different house, a different zodiac sign. That's why every month you have a different zodiac sign.
I also seen that something like the sun also, outside of just spinning, it also goes like a figure eight, like a weird.
The analemma.
Yes.
Analemma.
Yeah, like on the in the summer portion of the summer parts of that thing, it's smaller. Like the thing is
It's bigger because it's closer. You're seeing more degree. You're seeing more degree of change throughout the summer months than you do in the winter months. So the winter, that's why it comes out like that 8, which is also a symbol of infinity.
Yeah.
So the analemma. Hang on.
Oh yeah. Dog's going crazy.
My wife just came in from work. The dog's freaked out, so they're good now.
Okay.
But yeah, the analemma actually proves a flat Earth.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's doing that thing while circulating as well. Like
yes.
Yeah. Going through that.
Think of it like this: it's going in a spiral from between the two tropics. Okay, you got the Tropic of Cancer in the north and the Tropic of Capricorn in the south, right? And so the sun, and in between those is what we call the equator.
Yeah.
All right. This is why that gets direct sunlight right over it.
all the
every
time.
3 months.
Yeah.
Every 3 months. Okay.
Yeah.
We just passed our summer solstice, which is the closest the sun gets right at the Tropic of Cancer. And then it goes from the Tropic of Cancer and spirals its way out. And in 3 months, it's going to be over the equator. Then it spirals out further until it's over the Tropic of Capricorn, where it sits there for a couple days, and then it starts moving on back in toward the center again, back in toward the center, toward Cancer, and back out. It's an endless cycle, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you see, this is why in the wintertime, the sky is lower in the sky and you receive less daylight. It's way far south.
Right now, it's high. The sun,
Right.
when it's a summer day here in Sweden, whatever, it's like way above me. But in the winter time, it's like on the horizon, almost like a little bit higher than the horizon. Yeah.
And that's exactly why. And this is why, you know, with Polaris, why you can't see it and it goes down into the horizon.
Yeah.
As you go further south. It's not way out in outer space, some ridiculous, unfathomable amount of distance. These light years they play with are so they're to confuse your mind.
Yeah.
These distances, they are.
They want you to feel like hopeless, like
right.
Well, we found another planet that we think actually might have life like the same as we have on Earth, but the only thing is it's 38 light years away.
Well, think about the distance. Think about the distance. It's real easy to do. The sun we see.
Yeah.
These guys are telling us it's 93 million miles. Okay.
Yeah,
93 million miles. That means that it takes about 8.5 minutes for its light to reach the earth, given the speed of light. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 8.5 light minutes. Now, the sun is supposedly 836,000 miles in diameter. But at 93 million miles, it's about the size of a coin held at arm's length, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So let's just move it 8 times that distance. So that's going to give us about a light hour. How big do you think the sun would appear to you if it were 8 times the distance it is now away from you?
It would barely be a dot, right?
Yeah, that's just 1 light hour. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we have to go 24 times that distance to get 1 light day. And then 365 times that distance to get 1 light year. Do you see it? Can you see the sun? Can you see a planet like Earth, little tiny 24,000 mile circumference Earth?
Yeah, no.
At how many light year? Get out of here with this is fantasy shit.
I'm just saying, yeah, they're just pulling these numbers, and it makes you feel like, what the fuck? Like we won't be able to go anywhere, man. Like these light years here, light years there. You know, they can't even go back to the moon, man.
Oh, I know.
Forget about Mars and shit like that and light years.
Well, they had the technology, but
they destroyed
it, and it's a painful process to build it back.
It's painful, man.
Vacuum tubes and solid state circuitry are painful. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I saw an image. I don't know if it was Ted or Bill or who. Somebody posted this image with this fucking moon. What was it? The moon car. What is it called? The
rover. The rover.
Yeah. Next to the so-called spacecraft. It didn't look like it could ever fit.
It was folded up, Vince.
Yeah, like
they said it was folded up, and they assembled it and pulled it out of some, one of them areas there by all that magic tinfoil. They pulled it out of there.
Yeah. And how did they all then fit as well? Like how many dudes were there in that little craft? Like,
two.
Okay.
2 guys in the lander.
Yeah.
Magic. Yeah, I was big into it, man. I watched it. I was alive when they did the moonshot. I was big on it, man.
You fell for it at that time.
Well, I was a little kid. I still thought Santa Claus came too, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I begged my mom for Tang. I begged my mom for Tang breakfast drink because that's what Neil Armstrong drinks. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I was into it, man.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can blame you. I mean, who the fuck knew about this shit back then?
Right. Well, because they dissuade you from it. We live in this thing, and this is what you'll notice that a lot of these trolls try to do, right? Is that people are guided. They'll say and do things based on what they worried about the perception of others.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's what's used to beat you back into line.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Thankfully, I've been a person that never in my whole life have I ever give two shits about what anybody thinks about me.
I can see that. Yes.
You know, I don't care. You know,
yeah.
I consider the source.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that respect, what happens is you'll see these people, a lot of times their comments are go, oh, everyone's laughing at you.
Oh, yeah,
Everyone,
I've heard that.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
Everyone is laughing, huh? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
everyone. Yeah.
That's cool. Let them laugh. Let them
who gives
laugh.
a
I don't
fuck?
care.
Yeah.
They laughed at Noah for building that big ass boat too, didn't they?
Right.
So, you know, go ahead. I don't care. Go, you know, and that's how they beat you into it. We've also taken the idea of being wrong about something as
Yeah.
something to be ridiculed,
Right?
something to ha ha. Like that's not what being wrong is. Being wrong is actually one of the best learning experiences that there is.
Facts.
So that
absolute
should be
facts.
actually embraced.
Right? This whole
Okay.
thing, yeah, everybody's so scared of looking stupid, you know? Everybody's so scared of looking stupid.
Somebody, well, that's the whole thing. They go, oh, there's that guy over there that you don't know thinks you're stupid. I'm like, oh my
Okay.
God, shit, my whole world fell apart. Fuck.
Right?
What am I going to do now?
If you know that you're not stupid, then it doesn't matter what these fuckers say. You know what I mean?
That's it. I'm not
Doesn't
in your
matter.
herd, man. I'm
Yeah.
not in your herd.
And you
They've
know,
been-
it's such a freedom. It gives you such freedom when you don't give a fuck if people think you're stupid or not.
Yep.
It frees you. Like,
Yes. And that is a very freeing thing. And it's another thing that is freeing is when
Yeah.
you start, and you heard me refer to it before as the Jenga tower of deceit.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
So we've all played that fun little game called Jenga where you take turns taking out or adding the little pieces until the tower falls.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
if your foundation's built on deceit,
Yes.
once one of those deceits is pulled out, that entire tower of deceit falls.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. And that's what
You
the
s-
flat earth is.
Right. You come out of that fear.
Yeah.
That fear that somebody's going to send a big giant bomb that's going to blow you up. No, they're not, because it doesn't fucking exist, man.
And you know they're basing this whole climate, the climate thing.
They show the same temperatures as they did 10 years ago, but now what they do is they make the map look red.
Yeah, I
where
know.
the temperature,
I
so
know.
that you get to, oh my God, that's scorching hot. It's
I
a
know.
psych game, man.
I know, but what I mean is they have brainwashed us to believe that we're living on this ball and this is all we got. And we have to take care of this ball. And therefore, we got to enslave the population. We got to electronically enslave them and restrict what they can buy, restrict where they can go, all in the name of the environment and the planet and the climate thing, the climate. But if there is extra land, extra resources, and all that shit, then they can't pull off this bullshit climate enslavement plan that they're trying to do with these 15-minute cities and all that shit. It's all in the name of the climate that they're doing the 15-minute cities. You heard about the 15.
Yes, yeah.
What the fuck?
Listen, this is the thing. There's too many wild cards out there like me. And there's more and more. I make more and more wild cards every day.
That's good.
And it's hard for them to play their game with wild cards.
Exactly.
You see, once you take away that fear, you find out that a lot of that thing that was causing any kind of fear was fictitious anyways. We saw where old Greta had to take her 2018 tweet down where she said that the world was going to end by 2023 in June. Right? She made this prediction.
Who the
and said
fuck
the
is
world would
she
end
anyways?
Right. She's a product of fetal alcohol syndrome, is what I believe.
Why the fuck are we even listening to that little girl? But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she gets angry, I guess. She just spends her life. She always looks angry.
So silly. Yeah.
And that's another thing that incorporates that is a lot of anger, because fear and anger go hand in hand.
That's
true.
See?
But once you realize that there's no such thing as nuclear bombs, there's no big giant rock going to come from space and kill you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They always say that.
Their whole game relies on your fear. Okay. And here's what they do. This is what they do, Vince. Imagine you got any kids? You got kids?
No, I'm not going to get kids either.
So just imagine you got a little kid, right? There's a little kid, any little kid.
Yeah.
And he comes hollering from his bedroom, "Mommy, Daddy, there's a monster outside my window."
Yeah.
And Mommy and Daddy comes in there. Mommy comforts the child, and Daddy looks out the window, might even go as far as take a flashlight and go outside and look and say, "Okay, little Timmy, there's nothing out there. Everything's okay." And almost night after night, an occurrence like this takes place. And this child's afraid all the time. And he calls for Mommy and Daddy all the time. But what you find out, the kid finds out later that it's Mommy and Daddy that are doing it. But Daddy's putting on a scary mask and dancing around outside the window. And Mommy's making rattling noises in your closet and shit, right?
Yeah.
All so that you'll need them. All so that you'll call for them to come protect you. It's the same thing. Yeah. This is why they produce these crisis events all the time. Oh, it's problem, reaction, solution, man.
Yeah.
They create the problem, you react, and they already have a solution to it.
Yeah, David Icke talks about that problem
Synthesis,
reaction.
what is it? Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. It goes right into that. Problem, reaction, solution.
Yeah. I just don't like with what David Icke that he doesn't want to go into flat Earth. I was so disappointed with him.
My friend Brian Stavely was on a podcast with some guys who had actually had an interview with David Icke, and the producer or the agent for David Icke expressly told them that they were not allowed to discuss the Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect. With David Icke.
Think that somebody like David Icke would be all over that shit, right?
Hold on. I didn't know about that. Like, David Icke don't want to talk about the Mandela effect.
Well, that's what his agent gave them explicit instructions that they were not to mention the Mandela effect.
I thought it was flat Earth, but because
it might be that too.
Because he doesn't want to talk about that shit. Because he doesn't.
No, it blows his fucking lizard people from another planet story away.
But he can still have the lizard people, but just from another, another continent that we don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, just like any good gatekeeper, they give you enough real, true information, then lead you down a blind corner.
Yeah, they have to do it like that. Yeah,
right.
Like the best lie has to have truth in it, and then spin it off with a bullshit
lie
after it.
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on.
But this.
Go
ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just was going to play some more examples, but what was he saying?
Oh, hey, Sean says he's going to get you some more viewers.
Oh, really?
He said he can't wait. I have to go live with this right now. That's what he said.
Oh, why don't you jump in here, you little coward?
Because that's exactly it. Because all he has to say is, dumb fuck. He denied science. What a moron.
Right? He's gonna be the one that looks like a moron, I think. If he
already does, man.
This
he already does.
Too good to wait. So you're a fan.
I can't wait till he goes live either. He'll probably get about 7 or 8 people to watch him.
Yeah, Dave, I think he's a fan of us too, right?
He is. He's one of my biggest fans.
Yeah, I believe you.
I think he might have a man crush on me. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
Maybe. I've told him I don't swing that way, but I am flattered.
Hey, what's up, Biden sucks? That's Ashman. He's one of the guys that joins these streams.
Who is it? Biden sucks?
Yeah, Biden sucks is one of the guys that used to have on these streams called Ashman, but now he's called Biden sucks here. I throw insults, yes, but after I completely debunk you, I am not an empty drum.
Yeah, you are. You never offer any refutation or any evidence or anything at all. It's just more of your wild speculation and repeating shit that you find on Google. In all reality, Sean, I don't think you could find your own ass with a compass and a GPS, bro.
Also, you know the compass, north, south, east, west.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a ball, why is it, why, like, how does that work on a ball? Because
It doesn't.
A ball doesn't have any fucking, what do you say?
It doesn't work on a ball.
Right? That shit works on a plane, but
right.
Not a ball.
You have to have your compass level to get an accurate reading.
Yeah.
Turn it up sideways one time and see how that works out for you.
So many things about this ball that just doesn't add up, man. It's just ridiculous.
Oh,
it's so ridiculous. Yeah.
Here's one. Captain Cook in the 18th century.
Yeah.
Okay. Toward the end of the 18th century, he embarked on a mission to go around, circumnavigate Antarctica. Okay.
Yeah.
It took him 3 years and he logged over 62,000 miles. You want to tell me how that's possible on a ball that only has a circumference of 24,000 miles?
Yeah, that doesn't add up. Yeah. That's pretty weird.
He went around 3 times? Are you shitting me?
And also, when you look at, if you look at Google Earth, you look at Antarctica, it looks odd. The continent of ice or whatever. It looks weird. It really does look like the thing that Flat Earth Dave shows. There is this animation that takes the Flat Earth map and then wraps it around the ball, and then I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did, Vince.
Right? That's why it looks so weird. This Antarctica.
These I'll call them Google heads. Okay. They think it's the opposite of that, but here's the reality of it. If they knew that this Earth was a globe for over 2,000 years, how come the first globe didn't even appear until 1492?
That's interesting. Yeah.
How
is that, Sean?
Wouldn't Eratosthenes maybe have tried to replicate that globe that you speak of? Or did he think he lived just on an arch or something? I don't know. Seems to me that he'd try to, map the things out on a scaled globe like they do now, which still doesn't work.
Yeah. And what about, I don't know if you've seen this. Sometimes I've seen this, like with my own eyes. One day there was 2 suns. There was one bigger, looked bigger. And then there was a little smaller one. A little bit further away. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen some video of that. I've not witnessed it myself, but it's kind of like what I like we were talking earlier. I don't think that the sun and the moon that we look at is actually the sun and moon, the actual source of the sun and the moon. I think that they are projected within our reality.
Yeah. Like outside of the firmament or whatever, like
or even within, as the Bible says, within it. There's your story from the ESA about the moons in our atmosphere.
Yeah, but wouldn't that mean that if it was within the firmament, wouldn't that mean that we could like travel to the sun, like crash into it?
There again, can you travel to the to a rainbow?
I don't know.
Like I said, is what I think that we're actually seeing. You can't, because it's optical, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I believe. We're not seeing the exact same source.
Yeah.
I had an interesting little video I did. It was just something really cool that.
Oh, you want to share your screen?
I will here in just 1 second. Let me grab the video.
I think I have to remove mine, right? I have to remove mine.
Let me see. I want to go to my channel. Let me go.
Why am I
here
seeing myself?
Hold on. All right, let me pause it. Throw it back here. Make sure my sound is on because there's not much. But what had happened was I was taking a picture. I have a little flat Earth model, right? It's just a little paperweight thing.
Yeah.
It's a map of the Earth, a flat Earth map, and it has a little dome over it. And I set it down on the table, and the overhead light way up in the ceiling made what appears to be a little sun inside the dome. And let me put this up here so you can see it.
Okay, hold on.
There we go.
What do I need?
Let me know when you got it.
Yeah,
I'll
I
hit
need to
play.
like crop a bunch of shit in this OBS that I have here. Let me see.
There we
Okay, here you go. Add to the stream.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna try to have it for the viewers as well. Let me see.
all right, I see it's got a wheel of despair. All right, so here we go.
It's loading. Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
so
hold
check.
on. I think I got something. Yeah. I'm cropping here. Hold on. On this fucking screen here. Okay. Okay.
What
Okay.
are you using? Are you using Streamlabs?
No, I'm OBS Studio.
Okay, OBS. I haven't
Yeah.
messed with that one yet.
Because there is one that is called Streamlabs that is similar as well. That's the one you're talking about, right? Streamlabs.
Yeah, I have Streamlabs. I use that sometimes, but most of the time I'm just live streaming. I just go right straight from
StreamYard.
StreamYard, yeah. But this is really interesting, and it makes you think. It's only 35 seconds, so
Okay, let's go.
Oh, here we are. Look at that. The overhead light has created a sun
Inside. It looks like it's inside.
of my little flat Earth model. Isn't that interesting? I can actually see that.
Right?
Is floating in a three-dimensional. Oh, look at little rays coming off of it even. Isn't that cool?
So if you could have that overhead light move,
right,
then it would move inside of the little thing there, like the flat Earth model thing, and it would appear as if it's inside there, but really it's coming from the outside.
Right.
That's probably what it is. It probably is something like that.
It's food for thought. It definitely is. And given the fact that, like, if you and I are both, say, 20 feet apart and we're both looking at the sun, we do not see the same sun. I can do that. I could put a mirror up, say 10 feet away from us.
Yeah.
Right. And there's the sun behind us. Right. And we can see the sun in the mirror.
Yeah.
And I could go up there and put an X on the mirror where I see the sun at.
Yeah.
And then have you go up and put an X where you see the sun at. It's going to be in two completely different spots.
Yeah. It's crazy how that
it's
works.
Almost like we have our own personal sun.
Right? Like
the risen sun.
So then you believe that what this really is, the sun, moon, and the stars, is like a clock, right? It's like a fucking clock. And
most awesome clock ever made with perpetual energy. It's its own energy source and it's self-sustaining. The earth always heals itself, just like we do. The earth heals itself. They want you, look at this catastrophe of an oil spill and shit. And then we find out, hey, what happened to it? It's gone. Where did it go?
I think the same. Yeah, I think the same thing about nature. Like, you can't fuck it up. I mean, you can probably, if you put something that is radiating the area, it will not grow, or it will be damaged for a while. But if you take away that thing that causes the thing on nature, it will regenerate. That's what I think.
Yes, even a city left unattended after 10 years will start becoming grown up with plants and trees. And how do you, like some of these lost cities that we find in the Amazon or in other places? How do you lose an entire city, right?
Yeah.
Just nature took over. And that's what happens. This thing is always replenishing itself. These in oil, this is so dumb. They call it a fossil fuel.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
dinosaurs.
how many quarts of oil in a brontosaurus? I'm just curious, And and they find, oh, this field here is dried up. We have to move on to another field. And they come back in like 15 years and it's full again.
Isn't it funny? Like for years they were saying like, oh, the dogs, yeah. For years, is it cool?
Yeah, I got it. I just mute myself when they go crazy.
Yeah. For years they were talking about, what if the oil, you know, we won't have any more oil. The world might, you know, end or something like that. The oil, we're depending on the oil. And now they're not talking about oil being, you know, scarce anymore. They just want to completely take it out of the picture. Just go electric and shit. That's because electric is where their control is at. You know, just like with the internet, with the platforms censoring us and shit like that. The same goes with everything else. They need everything electronic so that they can control us through that medium, right? Everything.
Well, it's interesting to note that a lot of in your electronic schematics, that many of the symbols that electricians use, they unwittingly are using actually satanic runes. They don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm. That sounds interesting. Satanic
and yeah,
runes.
through the electricity, absolutely. Everything's electric. Everything, this whole thing is electric, man.
Yeah.
You're electric. The earth is electric. The sun, everything. It's all, you know, you've got a positive and a negative, the moon and the sun.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that would also explain why it's possible to have a microchip inside of your brain.
Yeah, that's always, that just doesn't even sound like a good idea. I mean,
Elon Musk's Neuralink.
I mean, I got a brother. He's all in. I haven't talked to him in years. I mean, he's all in. Matrix. He's can't wait for this shit. He's got his house wired up with Alexa and all kinds of other crazy shit, man.
He's doomed, man. I think his soul is gonna be locked into this whatever place.
If indeed he even has one.
I hope he doesn't hear this stream. But
I don't
listen to this. What we talked about earlier about the end goal. The end goal being, you know, your soul.
Yeah.
What would be the way to capture the soul? Probably putting a fucking chip in your brain and then somehow making sure your body, you know, keeps alive, or your brain keeps alive, and then locking your soul inside this realm or some shit like that. Why else would they want to come inside of your head? Because that's what you, right? That's where you're at, right? You're inside here. Your soul or whatever spirit is locked in here. They want to
be able to. They even want to be able to look in through what's to stop them? This is your home. They want to be able to see into your home. Yes. They want to be able to see into your home. Yes. They made you afraid of lead paint. Oh my God, lead paint's going to kill everybody. Oh, be terribly afraid of it. Let's ban it, right? Why? Yeah. Because lead-based paint would keep them from looking through your walls, bro. That's why. Make them deathly afraid of mercury. Oh, don't play with mercury. We got to ban this shit. Oh, somebody might discover that if you take some mercury and whirl it around in a little container right by a voltmeter, you see that needle goes up. Don't want the slaves to discover that, do we?
That's the thing that you know, I've not looked in too much into that, but I've seen a video of one old dude. He was literally drinking mercury.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck, I don't know. Like, he was drinking mercury. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Because I've heard if you even touch mercury, it goes into your, you know, veins.
Dude, I used to play with mercury when I was a little kid. Somebody's thermostat break.
Okay.
I'd be the first one in line to get a hold of that little ampule of mercury that's inside there, right? Because you take it out, you could Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Man. They used to have it in little maze games. There'd be a little dab of mercury inside of there, and you could try to make that piece of mercury go around the maze to the right spot.
You're talking about the ball, like Was that
it's just a drop of mercury? It used to be when I was a kid. Didn't make no noise or anything. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. And it's not going to go into your bloodstream through ingesting it in that form. You
Yeah.
start putting it in your bloodstream, that's another story.
Yeah, through
You
the
can
jab.
eat a chunk of iron and you're not going to, a little piece of iron, and that's not going to give iron to your blood system. It has to be chelated so that it can enter your bloodstream. So mercury in your bloodstream is not a good thing at all, but it has to be put there.
Okay, what else do they say? They say do not gaze into the sun because you will become
Bullshit.
blind, right?
Yeah.
And then there's
No.
another thing. Do not eat the specific mushroom. What is it called? The red and white.
Oh, the Amida muscara.
Yeah, because they say you will die if you eat it. Or
Well,
something.
I must have resurrected from the dead.
So hold on. Are they just saying these things so that so that you just don't do these things? Like maybe gazing into the sun is really good for you, and they're like, listen, don't gaze into the sun, you will be blind. And then the mushroom is like super cool, opens your eyes to other dimensions and shit. They're like, listen, don't eat that mushroom, you're gonna die. And then mercury, I don't know what that would do, but maybe it does something good. They're like, don't touch mercury, you will become I don't know, lose your you will become numb.
I'll tell you something that does happen on a large enough dose of the mushroom. You do die, but not physically.
Okay.
Not physically. You will go through what's known as ego death, and that is one of the most enlightening experiences that anyone can achieve.
Oh yeah, I've tried mushrooms, but I've not tried that one. I've tried, the regular.
So just the regular
magic.
Yeah, little cabenzis. Yeah,
magic mushroom. Yeah.
Those even in a big, and if you eat enough of them, like a heroic dose.
Yeah, I've done 5 grams of those. I don't know if that's heroic, but
well, yeah, there again, it depends on the strength of them, this, that, and the other.
Right?
But right,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I went through an ego death that actually cured me of alcoholism. I was a terrible alcoholic for a long part of my life. I really was. Racked up 6 DUIs through my lifetime.
Oh.
I now have a stellar record. I have not had one traffic ticket in years. Many years.
When you drank alcohol, did you do it for like? Did you think it was nice to drink? Like it tasted good, or was it the feel of it? Like to be drunk?
It was the feel. It was the drunk.
But
That's
was that like to make it be easier to socialize with others, or just for yourself?
No, I'd drink alone, drink with people. It didn't matter. None of that mattered.
Okay.
What's going on there? This is really an interesting thing. There's a reason we call alcohol spirits. Okay. The old metaphysical law that a demon or a vampire, in some instances, we've seen this in movies, they can't come into your home unless you willingly invite them.
Yeah.
Then they have free access. Once you've invited them in, this, as I discussed earlier, is your home. This isn't you. What you look at in the mirror is not you.
Yeah.
This is your avatar. This is your home.
Yeah.
When you willingly imbibe spirits, you are inviting demonic spirits into your home. Now, this is why we see uncharacteristic behavior amongst people when they drink. Things they wouldn't do that would go against their better judgment. When they drink, they go ahead and all caution to the wind. And in some cases, just complete madness.
Yes.
All right. This is possession.
So you think that happens when you drink? That can happen when you drink.
Yes. You lower your vibration to a low vibrational state.
Yeah.
These entities reside in a low vibrational state. They feed off of negative human psychic emotion.
That's true.
And so by creating paradoxes and paradigms that will create this negative emotion in both the person drinking as well as the people around them who are tired of the belligerent drunk mouthing off or losing his
Yeah.
job or whatever else. There's misery in the home.
Yeah.
You know, this thing, when it really attacks those of us that are really highly affected, they just won't leave you the fuck alone till you end up dead.
I never liked alcohol, to be honest. I never liked it. And it's similar to you. Like, I was young, but I only drank to fit in with people in parties and shit, but I never liked the drink. So once I tried shrooms, it completely took me off of alcohol. Completely.
It left me with a little gift. It left me with a little gift. A natural revulsion to alcohol. I couldn't get it past my lips to drink it. And if I did, for some reason, I would puke it right back up.
That's insane. From being a heavy drinker
Yeah.
and then.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And all of this in just a matter of moments. But in that place, time didn't matter.
Yeah. I experienced that in DMT. I tried DMT once.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. 15 minutes felt like an eternity. And I thought I died. I was like, there's no way I can come back to normal after this.
Right.
Because my brain didn't understand what the fuck was happening. Like, it was like, almost like it was different signals. Like
well, you almost, for me, I had completely forgotten about this physical reality.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes.
I had, and when I could feel it coming back, I was like, oh yeah, I got to go back to that shit again. and I laughed. I was like, oh yeah, that's silly shit. You know, almost like it's so insignificant, not important.
Yeah.
We take it so serious.
So would you say, yeah, that's true. We take it so serious. And frankly, can you blame us though, Dave? Because shit is real though. It feels so real.
Well, that reality is an illusion, albeit a persistent one.
I know.
Okay,
it's a very persistent one.
Yes.
But though, I've always said this though, that the reason we take this virtual reality so serious is because we don't see any errors in it. No errors or something like that. But I have to say though, the Mandela effect is starting to shatter that thing, because to me that's starting to look like errors in our reality, because you know what I mean? Like, if I'm remembering one thing and all of a sudden it's changed, that to me is starting to indicate that this is a fucking virtual reality, and I can't really take it that as serious as I used to take it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Before, I used to believe in this shit. Like, oh, this is the real thing. This is reality. Now I'm like, this is some fucking super advanced computer game or something.
Oh, I just wanted to note, Vince, that if you've noticed, Sean has left the chat.
Oh yeah, he
okay.
Where is his channel?
Well, he was doing, it's Sean Hawkins.
Wait,
Hawkins.
Let
me see if I can find it.
Yeah, give it to me. Let me jump into his stream right now.
Yeah. Let me
live. Live. Hey. Okay, let me read some comments. Yeah, I think so. Biden sucks, Ashman. I guess I lost my wrench. Angela Baby Carson, did you have? Were you one of my moderators? Hey, what's up? We are not alone. Yes, I've been watching the NPCs for over 25 years. How the hell do you do it, man? You ever done?
I'm sticking it over in the private chat.
Private chat. Okay, hold on.
There it is.
Okay, let's see. Is he talking crap about us, this guy?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't got the volume on. Yeah, I can paraphrase for you. Hi, stupid fucking conspiracy therist.
I got him.
Esquire.
Hold on, I got him.
Okay. So actually,
I'm gonna share it for you, Dave.
Cool. Hang on one second. I'll be right back.
Okay, go.
See, and one of his complaints about me is I never present any evidence or any kind of documentation for anything I say ever, but yet I fucking do.
This is Sean talking
And,
shit about us right now, live.
Where's the other one?
Damn you, Sean. How dare you
Where
talk shit
was
about
it?
us
Hold on
live
a
in your
second.
own stream.
History.
Sean.
And,
don't give me a
yeah,
copyright
I do
strike with
present
Queen.
fucking evidence for everything I fucking debunk, asshole.
Okay.
Well, not everything. Sometimes I just skip over.
Okay,
shit
show
because
us
it's just too
of the
ridiculous
world. Yeah, show.
talk about. But yeah, we'll get to this too.
Yeah, show me of the world. What do you mean get
are
to this?
actually traitors to the United States.
Wait. The lawyers are.
Yes.
How far back is he? Does
man?
that have to do something with the court?
Yes, because they won't let people like this dumb shit get away with whatever they fucking want to do. That's why. Because lawyers know the law, and dumb motherfuckers like
Lawyers
this
do not know the law. Lawyers
That's
know
why they're
procedure,
traitors.
Sean. Shut up.
Some shit. Because I've been hearing something.
He
kind
kind of reminds me of.
He reminds me of
Charles
Manson.
Manson.
Exactly what it was, but
He
Yeah, we don't
looks
go
like
under
he should be in
maritime
a
law,
windowless
dude. The
van
Navy
with a
does.
sign that says free candy.
Of course, the Navy
I'm sorry,
also
man. That
goes
dude
by
just
the,
looks like a
goes under
predator.
the.
I mean,
he reminds me of Charles Manson. But hold on,
UCMJ,
I don't know if
believe.
he
Navy might be a
proves
different
us
legal
wrong
system,
or right
but
on the We
they
Are the
do,
Champions
adhere
because
to the UCMJ.
oh, it'll
Or
take
they
it.
might
He
have
never
different
will get to it.
aspects of it that are different because
really?
of the tradition.
Let
of
me
the
see if
Navy.
it.
But no, we.
Let me
Holy
see.
traitor. Yeah, he's live
Ever.
right now. If you
He said somewhere along here. He's
Because I've
been hearing he pulled up the Queen We Are the Champion, but
And
he never
right,
got to.
And that enslaves us? What the
He
fuck are
won't.
you talking about, you goddamn motherfucker?
Here, he's
piece
an
of
angry
shit.
little man, isn't he?
This dude hates you, man.
Oh yeah, he does.
Crazy.
I don't care. I relish in it. I relish in it. I think it's
I mean,
great.
he sounds so irritated at you. You know what I mean?
Well, that's how he is with any video he does. That's what he does. That's all he does.
He gets off on that shit, I think.
And I think maybe the 4 people that watch him get off on it too.
Yeah, he gets like energy from that shit.
What's he got over there? He's got 13. He's doing all right.
He gets
Well, that's
off.
2 of those are us. You realize 2 of those are us, right?
Yeah, we're re-streaming him.
Right?
So fucking hilarious.
I've got him on my computer right now. You've got him on your computer, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's 2. We take that from 13. That leaves 11.
Yeah.
So he's just smoking right on through.
Sean is such garbage. I've been begging.
Oh, now
for
he's
him.
going to my son's. He's going to my son's channel now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Burn the corporate fiction.
Dude, he is so. Why is he like that, man? The dude is. He feels miserable.
Yeah. I laugh at him. I'm like, good God, look at him. He's just fucking losing his ass right now, man. He's about to shit himself. You know?
It's like you hurt his family or something. Like,
I know.
Fuck, man. It's ridiculous.
I know he's got a buttload of vested interest into that.
Right.
I'm not gonna
right.
You know, so I don't know what it is. I mean, if he ever had anything to offer, I can't see what that says.
Bro looks like Manson's long lost twin.
Now, what did Charlie ever do to you guys to make that comparison?
Yeah. Oh, this isn't Dave's channel. No, this is my channel. Next time I'm gonna be on Dave's channel. You know, I thought we were going to do it on your channel, Dave, but.
Oh shit! No, we'll do one on mine. I usually we can do one. Well, I'll set one up with you.
Yeah.
I'll set one up with you.
Yeah,
I'm
why not?
I'm having a blast with this, man.
Yeah, I don't want to
But
be
no,
the host all the time, man.
You've got that same. That's what you get. That's what you get with these people, and it's like, wait a second. Now you've been doing this for years. You've heard all the logical arguments. It's been pointed out that you're just blindly believing some shit based on your perception of the person that gave it to you.
Yeah.
And you're still haven't got it. No, I don't believe that. I think that there's another agenda involved with what you're doing. I really do. And part of that is based on that perception thing where you think that if you can make fun of somebody, that is somehow going to make their information less valid.
Facts.
So that's a person that thinks that everybody is stupid.
You know what? I can't wait until he gets to this part of the stream when he hears what we're saying right now.
Oh yeah. Look, I make no bones about it. I put the link out. He says he's blocked. I've gone in and looked. He's not fucking blocked. He's allowed. He can come up anytime. I put the link up there. I actually put out a short video challenging him to come on sometime. But because he doesn't really have any intelligent argument, he won't do it. And he knows that if he's going and getting all of his information from Google and Alexa, that's all well and good, but do you really understand what it was that you got from Google and Alexa? No, I don't think so, because you would have obviously picked out the assumptions and the equations.
Yeah. I mean, I might even react to his shit. I don't know, a little bit, if it's funny. Not now, but
well, something got to be done to get him some viewers, man. That's what I told him in his comments. I said, dude, that's so fucking pitiful. I said, I'm going to do what I can to try to get you some viewers. So everybody go on over if you get a chance and watch some of Sean Hawkins' shit. His like one welfare check from Epstein himself. So, help him out.
Absolutely. Please post Dave's link. Yeah, Dave, what is your link?
Let me. I think that's the top link I put over there. Let me double check here.
He told you to do the Polaris challenge, and he will. Why don't you do the challenge? Hey, what's up, Brian? What? Brian, was you the guy with the Mandela thing, right?
Yes, it is. That's him.
Man,
he is the guilty one.
Came too late. I mean, it's getting really late now for me. I really want to continue.
All right, so my link to my channel I put over in the
okay, hold on, in the private chat.
Can also, I guess I got a shortcut on there that's at SSUM369.
Let me see if I can post it right here.
You should be able to.
I got this thing. Where I'm posting it on all the channels. Listen, Dave, do you if you're doing shit from OBS, you should get this free app that I got. It's called Social Stream, and it consolidates all the chats from Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, whatever,
right,
all into one, and then you can highlight them like I do it. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, StreamYards lets me do that too. The only one it doesn't is from Rumble.
Yeah, I know, but this shit you don't need. You don't need.
So I usually, when I'm going, I usually have Rumble open.
Yeah, but
if
you're using OBS or whatever, then you can have Rumble, YouTube, and all that all in one place.
All consolidated. Yeah, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, and then you do it like this. You see. You get it up on the screen, and you can enlarge it like this, or
I like that.
Yeah, and you can also make it speak. I don't know if you hear this, but listen. Maybe if I do it like this, hold on. Whenever somebody will comment, it will.
Oh, it reads it.
It will read it out in text.
Just in case there's some blind people watching, right?
Yeah. But anyways, it's called Social Stream. I'll give it to you.
So if you pop a link in there, that'd be great. I'll check that out.
I'll message you in Twitter about that shit. I need to find the link. If you like it on there. But hey, I need to go now. But fuck, this was hilarious. This was fun, man.
It was. I had a blast, man.
Yeah. Very knowledgeable.
And we only scratched
exactly
those topics, really, because those are all.
We need to scratch some more.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In another stream.
Yeah.
Scratch some.
We'll do it. I'll set one up with you. I'll set something up with you. I have my regular Tuesday night show tomorrow night.
Okay.
We usually go around anywhere between 9 and 10. I'll set up a stream and we all go on. And
is that 9 to 10?
I open up the panel, I let a few people come on that want to come on and talk. Did you catch our thing with Bill and Ted?
Yeah, I saw some of it, and really good, really good. There was this guy Hugh, right?
Yeah,
The
he's from
Glober.
Twitter. He's from Twitter. If you think he's long-winded on the camera, you should try to read his tweets, man. They're like 4 and 5 tweets long.
Yeah, and one thing that bothered me with him and people like him is that he always talks in the terms of we. Well, we have discovered, we went here, we went to the moon, we did that. Like, shut up.
Like
man.
they're a part of that shit,
Right?
right?
Yeah,
They're
what
right
the
living into it.
Yeah, what the
It's like
fuck?
these people that know everything about their favorite star. They think they know everything about this guy and what he eats and all this other shit, and then they're dismayed to find out that he's not anything like that at all. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. So I was like, dude, stop saying we. You didn't do shit, man.
You gotta. When did? That's what I always call him out on that. I say, "Oh, you did this too. Which one of these astronauts do you know?
Right?
You know? None of them. Right?
It's similar
Okay,
to
cool.
to how people talk about regarding sports. Like, we won. You didn't do shit, dude. You just watched.
Oh my God. Thank you for that. I'll tell you what, I've said that for years.
Right?
Because it's funny. These guys are playing something that involves strategy and athletic prowess. And here's some big fat beer bellied guy with paint on his fucking body.
We
going,
won.
We won. And it's like, you didn't do shit but stand up there and act like a fool.
He ate a hot dog, though.
Yeah,
What?
$9 hot dogs
Yeah.
are very helpful in paying the salaries of those guys.
It helps the players play better, you know, when,
Oh my
when
God,
he eats
yeah.
the hot dogs.
Give
More
them
than
bread
one,
and
though.
give them bread and circus, and they shall never revolt.
Right? That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly. But hey, hold on, Brian as well. Brian, next time I want you to be on too. We're gonna go deeper into Mandela, right, Dave, and other stuff
man.
as well.
Brian Stavely is the let me grab his link real quick. Brian, he sent me something.
Brian.
Brian, message me what's your best link for me to put up in here, or I'll find.
Is this Angela Baby Carson?
Okay, she does. She's got it right on. I'm not as
Brian.
organized as she is.
Yeah, I saw something before the stream about Brian.
Yeah, he's like the godfather of the Mandela effect, man. He's got a personal connection. So you know about the thing about Ed McMahon, right?
I'm not sure. Ed
Okay,
McMahon.
so Ed McMahon, in many people's memory, worked with the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. And they went around in a prize patrol van on the commercials, and they gave winners these great big giant checks. Okay. And everybody can remember Ed McMahon going around giving out these great big checks on the commercials. Now, apparently, Ed McMahon never did that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, he's from the same place as where Brian is from. And the name of the town, the little town sub-district of that town, used to be called Centerville, and now it's called Centralville.
Mm-hmm.
But people in the town, like you call the community center or whatever, and they'll say, Centerville Community Center. It's like, no, it's Centralville. And they're like, what the fuck?
You know, this reminds me of Twilight Zone.
Yes.
Like one day you will wake up and your whole family is different. You're like, what the fuck?
Dude, there's some people have claimed that they had a family and a wife and kids, and then find that they never did.
That's when it's starting to get real, man. That's fuck the logos, fuck the cartoons, fuck the movies. When it affects you in your real life, that's when it's a big problem.
There was a thing on one channel. There was a thing about Kirk Douglas had died, and then all of a sudden he wasn't dead anymore. Okay. And one of the people in the Mandela effect, I forget whose stream they were doing. They were having a stream about that. And they were right while they were talking about Kirk Douglas had died and then came back. During that stream, Kirk Douglas died again.
What?
Came up on the news while they were live on stream talking about him dying and coming back. And then this news thing come up and said, Kirk Douglas dead at such and such. And it's like, what the
fuck's happening?
Now, I know a guy right here in my own town, a friend of mine, that he came to me not long ago. He says, dude, He says, I don't know what's going on. He says, but in this last week, he says, I have passed by 2 people that have driven by me and waved, and I know for a fact that they're dead. I went to their funerals and now they're not dead.
Dude.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, we have to get into this next time, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff with this. It's really something else. And I'll tell you what, Brian Stavely is definitely the person to have on about that, because I've only scratched the surface. This guy's really into it. The Haas avocados, he just put a thing out about that today.
All right, let's try to set it up for another date. But fantastic, Dave.
All right.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure.
Yeah, it is.
Keep in
I've
touch.
enjoyed it.
Keep in touch and schedule another one.
Yeah, let me real quick. I'll put my email down here too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Very, very good. And to the people in the chat, sorry that we couldn't, read everything. But, you're having a interesting fucking conversation,
Yeah, it's hard for me. I got it over here on this screen over here, and every so often I can look over at the thing and see what's happening.
Right? And also, when you're in a certain discussion about a topic, and then if you read some other topic, that might take you out of the whatever you were talking about, and now you're talking about something else that the comment talked about. Like, your brain is going all over the place, sort of like the globe Earth. Spinning and spinning around the sun, and the sun spins around.
Well, you can actually put it this way: the world is definitely spinning, but the Earth is stationary and unmovable.
Yeah,
okay,
because
this is crazy world. We're living in crazy whirly world, man. It's just insane.
Yeah, we need to look at those crazy LGBT people too. LGBTQSIT2 plus double. What the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah, see, when I was a kid, we just called them sodomites. It was real easy.
Yes. Oh, I got your email there. Okay.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, we'll set up new streams and do it all over again, man.
All right. Yeah, it's like I have a very, very flexible schedule, and I know you're in Sweden, so that's 6 hours difference.
Yeah, but on the weekends I can go a little bit later. You know what I mean? Like.
All right. Well, we'll set one up maybe as we hit into the in between time, and that way we got our U.S. viewers and whoever else can all come in, and of course, the restreams are always available too.
Yeah, that's true.
And I enable chat replay so that I can go back and see.
Yeah, I think I have that too. Yeah, I think I have that too. But yeah, it's great. Okay, we keep in touch, Dave.
Right on, Vince.
Okay,
I'm out.
Peace out, Dave.
Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey. See your doctor and get the fuck rid of him because he'll kill you.
Exactly. Peace out. Peace out, people in the chat. Everybody, peace.